Here we are.
Here we are in the future.
It's not bright. The future is not bright.
We come back to where we left off. The aftermath, the rubble, the sun shining through, no longer clouded by the smog above. The city is intact, though in a much rougher state than it's ever been. The tower is almost completely non-existent. It's what took most of the damage. While there's signs of skirmishes throughout the different sectors, it's all still there. There is a city there that you can tell. The tower, on the other hand, is nothing but rubble underneath your feet. You stand there moments after witnessing Anastasia pull Pearl back into her form with what little energy she had left. You get a breathing from Pearl. A chest rising and lowering, but her eyes do not open.
She's probably just exhausted. Right? I don't think I'd wake up after that either.
Most likely. I mean, would be reasonable. A reasonable assumption.
Stilla has not yet gotten off of Raven, but is nodding along.
Spis is still just kind of sitting there, looking at nothing.
Can I do a quick check on Pearl just to make sure that like the rising and breathing is like gentle and it's not like grasping onto life, like final breaths kind of vibe and needs healing?
Go ahead, make a medicine check.
Green or pink, guys? Take your pick.
Green.
I haven't rolled dice in a while because I don't roll dice for attacks because I don't understand how math works. Ooh, natural 15.
Let's go.
Plus 5. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You check for vitals and everything on Pearl. The breathing, the tempo, the whether or not it's under stress or if it's calm. And it seems fine. Her breathing is rhythmic. It's in pace, as what you would expect.
Okay.
Her body's warm to the touch.
Not mid-dying. That's good.
That is good.
Okay. There's obviously so much happening or going on, and I don't know even where to start. But my brain immediately is thinking, yeah. He got shot, so I assume he's somewhere around here.
Is Bob in the location he got shot?
Make a perception check. He wasn't exactly next to you guys. He was kind of like coming over a hill. of rubble.
Come on, level 20. Oh god, I forgot my HP. Woo!
Yeah. The scary sight to open on.
22.
22. You go over to where the hill was, or if you do, do you head to where you last saw Bob?
I
Or
don't
do
know
you-
if Castilla would get up. That's the problem, because she's really just wanting to cling to Raven right now. Maybe she actually, okay, I lied. She'll try her best to scoop up Raven and bring Raven with her while she looks for Bob.
You lift up Raven, and she's very light.
Very gentle, very as delicate as physically possible.
You walk over to where Bob is lifting up Raven. There's this almost hill of rubble. You climb up. It's not extremely steep, but it's going up. Looking over, it's this pit that goes down far. But it doesn't go down like directly in a 90 degrees or anything. That's a little further down. There's a hill that's about enough for where you would be able to walk down without having to worry about falling into the pit. And halfway down that pathway, you see Bob on the ground.
Is he breathing?
You see various bullet wounds coming from Bob. Signs of blood coming from the bullet wounds. From this distance, you can't necessarily tell if he's breathing.
It better
But-
be.
There is no immediate signs of discoloration to his skin.
Victor would
Not dead.
Victor would go forward and go up to Bob and check up on him directly.
All right, you kind of walk down this hill, and it's a hill of rubble. So even though it's not immediately like you're gonna fall in forward, you kind of have to be careful with your footing because some parts of the rubble like let go easily and others don't. And as you kind of mid slide down this hillway, you reach up to where Bob is. He's been held from sliding further downwards by a larger piece of wall that's implanted into the rubble, and he's leaning back on. You look at him, and from an immediate view, you can tell he's in a very rough state. But there are signs of him breathing.
Yay!
Right. Damn. Like Vic's like speaking out towards everyone like. He is breathing at least. He's in a precarious situation right now, though. I don't know how well I'll be able to get him out on by myself. If someone could lend some assistance with him.
Yeah. Can one of you watch Raven? And Castilla's gonna set Raven down, still gently as if she's just asleep, and maneuver her way to Victor and Bob.
Spis still
All right.
hasn't moved.
Where is Spis, just out of curiosity, placement wise?
Spis would have been right next to Castilla and Raven,
So,
and she's
and
kind
is
of
still there?
yeah, she's kind of just kneeling there, just staring off into
Okay.
the distance.
Okay. Did she seem to react at all to Victor asking for help, or
No,
just complete blank slate? Okay.
she's just sitting there, staring. Very see-through. Well, there's a lot of
Aw.
dust and stuff, but
So what's going on? Do you just leave Raven there and you go to help Victor with Bob, or what's happening?
Still doesn't want to leave Raven alone. I guess she kind of maneuvered back to where, okay, she'd actually probably lay her next to Pearl then, since nobody's moving, because she doesn't want to leave Raven all alone, and then would go to Victor.
Okay.
You can you grab his torso and I'll get his I'll get his legs so you don't get caught in anything.
Yep. But before I assume she's to slide down to get there, right?
Yeah, it's steep, but it's not steep enough where you're just going to straight fall down.
Yeah. Can she still tie a rope to any rubble to like ensure they have like a safety climb if they need to like lift Bob up?
Yeah, there with enough rope there is a piece of wall that's on the top that seems to be quite large and very much embedded in.
Gotcha.
And you can tie a rope to there and you attach it to yourself, I'm assuming.
Yep, attaches it to herself. Make sure we're hopefully not gonna die. That'd be great. And then
Right.
she'll scamper down.
Want us to do a strength check for carrying Bob up, or
With the both of you, it's not going to be necessary.
okay?
Bob isn't necessarily a heavy individual either, so easy enough, you guys. And with the help of the rope as well, climbing your way back up with Bob, you make it to the top and back to where the rest of the people are.
He is breathing, right?
He is breathing.
Yay!
Most of the bleeding has seemed to have stopped. You see some of the older wounds that were on Bob have healed up. And the bullet wounds are the only more immediate, still showing signs of damage.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to. Vivicta is going to cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level on Bob.
Okay, go ahead, roll for Q wounds.
1d8, 5. Okay, so 2d8 plus 5.
Hey,
Nice.
Cool, pretty good. You see the older wounds completely, fully heal up. The bullet holes do not. But with the 12, you get a jerk reaction from Bob.
It's 17 points of healing.
17. As he opens his eyes. What happened?
you got shot.
The building collapsed and you got shot.
Oh boy. Oh. Place looks a mess.
Just a bit.
I'm not sure exactly what happened tonight, but I just need some time to rest.
That is understandable considering your condition. The rest of us, unfortunately, I feel will not get that will not get that right at this moment.
I have to warn you, before everything transitioned, while you were in whatever state of existence you were in, things happened on this end. The gun fired, though it seemed to have been interrupted momentarily. Its release wasn't exactly complete. Perhaps there was a malfunction with the firearm, and after it released part of its attack, the rest of it imploded on itself. Took out about most of the tower with it.
Do you know if anyone was inside?
It seemed to me like most people were evacuated at that point. Though I can't say for certain if anyone was lost. I'm no geographical genius by any means, but whatever little of that beam that let out, whatever it hit, could not have been a good thing. We need to be careful and know where Paha is standing currently before we decide to do anything like leave. Or by all means, if you have any means to go on your own, that's fine. But for the rest of us who require a ship of some sort to get out of here, I have a feeling it's not going to be that easy right now. Who knows, though? I'm just putting my 2 cents in. A big concern of mine is this place. It's still here, and so are its individuals that live here. But the head is gone. What's gonna happen to the people that live here?
I personally fear that without the resource of the Aether, this place is very unlikely to provide any sort of sustenance to its individuals. They might have to migrate. They might have to migrate into Paha, unless they would be willing to. Unless they'd be willing to traverse the desert. For perhaps, perhaps the Edgenosy village may provide assistance with that. Spis may Spis's position amongst them may help with that. Spis?
Hearing her name, she finally jerks a teeny bit and just kind of half looks over.
You doing quite alright?
Fine. Fine. I'm fine. Sorry. What was the question?
apologies. I was just currently contemplating how to get the residents of Eden to safer ground, considering the fact that very unlikely that the remains of this city will provide them with much of anything to go off of. I was merely proposing the idea that the air genocide ravine may be able to assist in the travels to further into Paha. Though it's not going to be required. That, though granted, that could be dealt with in the future, later on. Right now, we have the here and now to deal with. Victor like turns to the rest of the group like, do we know where River is? Or at least where she could be. I feel her group maybe our best bet with gaining some foothold of control amongst the refugees. It'd be best her as opposed to someone. It'd be best her gaining control as opposed to one of Orm's men or the Dawn.
She didn't tell us what she was going to be doing, just that there was going to be a rebellion, uprising. She could be anywhere.
All right.
I mean, I could take a look up and see if I can see anything, but if she's not close enough for my eyes to see, I don't, you know.
Do not strain yourself on that. It's right now. I feel we are pulled far too thin at this current moment. Right. Can't. I feel we should take camp, rest. Not, perhaps out to the front, perhaps more so on the street, so so that if anyone would be coming through, we'd be more visible. If Raven or people or individuals from the party were to come through, seeing if there's any other survivors. I feel that would be our best bet, best play at the current moment.
Is everyone in agreement with this?
Unfortunately, yes.
Alright. I'm not going to disagree by any means, so either way.
Can I, as we're, I guess, moving to go, because based on where Vel said Spis is, it's not too far away from where Ceci is. So Ceci sort of kind of crawls, knee crawls over from beside Pearl to Spis, and sort of flutters up onto her feet, which is now, I guess, head height with where Spis is doubled down on the floor. And holds her hand out into Spis's viewpoint, because I'm guessing Spis has gone back to staring into the middle distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ceci kind of holds her hand into Spis's view so she can see it. I think we're gonna go. Are you Are you okay to go?
Spis seems to like kind of snap in a little bit and jerk away, realizing how close you are. Like she sees your hand and just kind of jerks back. Oh, yes. I'm fine. Spis is gonna stand up. Should I carry someone?
I mean, if you think you can, it's been a difficult day for everyone, so you don't. If we can't move them, we'll just stay here.
I can walk on my own. So don't worry about me. It's just the two.
I've got Pearl. Or sorry, Raven.
I can help carry Pearl.
Okay, if you're sure.
Spis just moves over to Pearl and kind of gently picks her up.
We're also mentally stable, guys.
Of course.
We are
Yay!
the mentally stable team.
Should be our new name.
We're so good.
Mentally stable.
It's the most accurate name we've ever had.
I feel it should be concerning that I feel like Victa is the least affected by the death of Raven.
Don't say that, Owen. Don't say that. No, you're good.
There's gotta be one.
I mean, considering how many other people he's lost, he's used to it, unfortunately.
Makes sense.
It's gotta be one
He is
person
unfortunate.
who's jokerly okay.
I need
Like-
Vic to have big energy if Cersei dies. Victor needs to have
Oh,
big energy.
Victa's going on a fucking warpath. If anyone, like, if any of like the main if any of like the player character size, like
I
we- like,
remember the threats you made about that.
We need it. Ugh. Okay. So where are we going?
You, assumingly, you guys make your way out of the center plaza area. Well, plaza, but the central area where the tower had crumbled down from.
And as we're sort of walking wherever we're going, can I just have my head on a swizzle and see if I see anyone in the rubble?
Do a perception check. Just this is gonna be your general perception check while you're walking.
Passively. Okay. So we did green, so now it's pink. I think it's a +5. Let me just check. Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. That was a 2. I'm emotional. It's 7.
Still mentally stable.
Wow. I'm so good at this.
while Cersei is like checking around, Victa is going to reach into the bag of holding and I don't know what the proper wording for this would be, but remove Rem from the bag.
Mhm.
You know, remove
Yeah.
Rem.
I mean, coax, guide, I don't fucking know.
Remove the boy.
Evicted.
The boy's being deployed.
The boy, the boy, the boy.
The emotional
yeah.
support boy.
But yeah,
Save us, Rem.
Victa's gonna take out Rem and basically tell him to fly up and see if he can either spot anyone walking around or anyone in the rubble, like anyone in the rubble or anyone like walking around, just anyone in general.
All right. He flies up and he takes flight flying around near you, not too far, but far enough to be able to get much more of a bird's eye view of the current situation.
Yeah.
And
They-
yeah,
Perception check, I assume.
sure, yeah,
That's a 19.
19 is pretty good. You make your way all the way down from the area that you currently were, this mountain of rubble. Finally touching ground, quote unquote. You're still on the plate above the actual ground, but as you make your way out of the rubble, Rem comes back down. And how would he let you know? This is my
He wouldn't be able to let Victor know of any specifics. Just uh, either confirmation that there's either no one here by like a shaking of the head, or if there is someone here, just gesturing in the direction he saw them.
Can Rem identify the difference between someone that's alive and is not?
Oh,
From
That's
that,
sad.
from the distance he's flying, if he
how
can tell,
smart is Rem? Can Rem
they're-
identify?
if they're laying down, no. But he could tell the difference between standing up, alive, laying down, alive or dead. Who knows?
Lovely.
Okay, well, Rem definitely saw things.
Oh,
Oh, good.
the
And
boy is
Rem's
traumatized.
giving you the like indication that there were things found.
That is concerning. A lot of people. Any of them have been walking around? Hopefully.
He shakes his head.
No.
Were they pot? Were they in the streets or in the rubble of the building? Streets. Just point. You can just point at the streets or the rubble.
He points for both.
All right.
Could have been robots, maybe.
It was mentioned, if I recall correctly, that there was a unfortunate mix of the two in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are not in the state to be able to meaningfully assist anyone, though. This is a lot to comb through.
As you make your way further in, you get into range of various different buildings that are still intact, houses, shops of the sort. Where are you guys going to take refuge currently?
I would say just simply on the side of the street, or the on the side of the still together buildings.
If that's what you guys want to do.
Are there people doing the same or?
You see no one on the streets.
Oh, great. Lovely.
Are
So
any
lovely.
doors open to like any intact buildings?
Yeah, some of them are closed, some of them are open. A lot of things have been left in a panic, it seems like, is what the indication you're giving. There are not a lot of signs of anyone walking around currently at all, even. You do occasionally find the animatronic torn bodies in various areas, and some of them do not look as animatronic. Um, some more in rebel uniform.
I mean, we could take refuge in the house and then kind of set up by the doorway so we can see the road. Just in case it happens to rain now that there's not, you know, a protective cover over our heads. Or it gets too hot and we all get like heat stroke, which when we're all kind of exhausted is quite likely.
That feels like a reasonable precaution to take. Yeah, in
Yeah.
the nearest unoccupied building we go.
Yeah, someone who's got a door open, but a house looks not like it's about to crumble on top of us.
Well, a lot of these houses are very, the downtown city
Derelict.
houses, just brick, all next to each other. You find one. It's easy enough. The door is open, you go in, and it seems a lot of the things from within were kind of thrown around in a panic, with various things just missing. But it's intact. It doesn't seem like it's going to fall by any means.
Can I start just going around and all I'm looking for is blankets, cushions, throw pillows, just any sort of soft surfaces that I can bring downstairs.
Yeah, you find various. These aren't things that seem to have been taken while in this panic, and you find a lot of different blankets and pillows of the sorts.
I imagine I do numerous trips because I'm tiny, but I bring some stuff down and I throw it all into the entryway or whatever's like kind of the room where the door leads into. Yeah, I just start throwing them everywhere. Go upstairs, get some more, come back down.
Victor would like grab one of the pillows and blankets, and like actually two of them really, and like one set for Pearl, one set for Raven.
Castilla will make Raven comfy if handed the pillows.
Yeah.
As comfy as we can be right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, what do we? Jessie like slumps down in the like archway of the door. What do we do? That feels like such a dumb question to ask, but what do we do?
Currently, I feel the simple answer is what we can do, but right now, I feel our best bet is to reconvene and to regroup with River, as stated before. From there, we'll have a larger group, hopefully, of individuals we can assess our situation from. Get a stronger idea of what state of being the general populace is in.
And what do we do about? And Buffy glances at Raven, like kind of feels a bit sick and can't really say her name, but just looks at her and then kind of looks at the ground and We can't keep carrying her around. But I don't.
I would suggest a burial for her, but I doubt she would want to be buried in the same where she would where. I doubt she would want to be placed in this buried in the city she was a prisoner for years, especially one that will most likely end up derelict and abandoned.
Spis, I know. Can you do that thing you did for Leo?
I can try.
Even if it's just her body?
Spis is just gonna kneel down next to Raven. Put her hands like on her and see if she can sense the same thing she did with Leo and try and do it.
You go next to Raven and you try to do what you do with Leo. See what you sense. I do need to get a wisdom saving throw from you though,
Oh god.
because you're not in the best state right now.
Let's see. Roll 20. Are you gonna let me roll?
No.
Is it gonna go through?
Come
Right.
on.
The suspense, the tension.
Roll 20 is gonna. I don't know. I was gonna say something and then lost it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
What'd you
Nine.
that's good for Spurs.
Well,
14.
I rolled the first one. I just clicked the second one to make sure it was going through. So technically, it's
Ah,
nine.
damn.
I'm sorry to break your guys'. Sorry to
It's like,
ruin the
yeah.
joy.
Yay,
All right.
Spis!
It seems like you're having trouble. You're new to this, and under the amount of stress and the fact that you're currently not really in the headspace, you're not finding a grasp. But even then, you don't really feel anything to grasp. The current body in front of you feels hollow. It's no longer ethereal form. Almost like an inanimate object, but even less so, because even Raven took ether from inanimate objects occasionally.
Putting her hands down off of Raven. Spitz just kind of like looks down. I'm sorry. There's just nothing. I'm sorry. And she's gonna get up and walk outside.
Can Castilla grab Spis's arm?
Spitz would pull her arm away and just keep walking.
This is much stronger than you, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
yeah.
Castilla's
the
gonna look.
acceptance.
Listen, Spis is Spis. Spis could kick my ass. Are you kidding me?
You're fast enough to grab her arm as she's going, but she can definitely just pull away if she wants to.
Castilla's gonna look back at Raven and move like probably one strand of hair that's probably out of place and bolt outside. Trying to
Well,
close this.
all right. Well, they're gone. I just took a seat. I wanted to get a word in, but it's fine. Who's in
Sorry,
this room
Bob.
with me?
You said I like your blind.
Well, for the two of you, this is this Raven girl, right? That you guys were helping.
Yeah.
From what I know, and from what I've seen before I unfortunately got caught for snooping, she's primordial based. Is she not?
Most
He was.
Most likely, yes.
There is no was.
But
What happened before I? Well, after I guess I
got shot.
got holds. Yes, placed into me. Yes. Keep getting reminded of my mistakes of inventing
Sorry.
a contraption.
It was very dramatic. I didn't really know how to feel about it. She got the like life force sucked out of her. Like she got lifted up, and then just some magic-y stuff got pulled out of her, and then they dropped her to the floor like she was just some, I don't know.
It's all right. I don't want you to relive traumatic thoughts. I don't mean to take away any weight from anything. And to be fair, I don't know entirely how primordials work. But I don't think she should be dead. And or at least non-existent. Primordials are, from what little knowledge we had in Asclepius, their existences. They are. They just are. But primordial ceases to exist, so does their domain of existence. My only concern, and I don't want you to take this as a reason to also say perhaps she's not gone. My only concern is this is just my first time learning of primordials having multiple aberrations of themselves.
I mean, I think that's also part of or what we feel it might be part of the problem. I mean, at least I do, is that the fucking what's her face? I can't even. Impulse seemed to imply that they were taking Raven, what made Raven, kind of out, and that they needed their sister. So, to me, anyway, that implies that what was keeping Raven alive is alive, but it might not be Raven that's alive. Does that make sense? I said alive a lot.
Basically, it seems that they essentially took her consciousness, her soul, whatever mental energy that was making Raven herself, and removed it from the body.
So
I wish I could
again, something else.
I wish I can confirm and deny anything, but this is not my level of expertise. My companion that studies the gods knew a lot of the primordials as well, and perhaps knows some things of their nature and their makings, and their rules of existences of the sort.
Your companion?
Yes, he, from when I last had contact with him, he seemed to have been a high priestess here in Paha, in a city known as India.
Oh. In
I only-
where?
in the city of what?
Yes,
In
we're
the-
the same. We're like, spell check on that one.
INLEAH.
H. Thank you.
No, it's very far from here. We're on all the way on the lower right section of Baja, and it's closer to the upper left. Sorry, so quite a distance from us. In fact, across the entire continent. So
In the
They, do they, what was their name? Like, do they still go by the same name? You wouldn't know that. You said you haven't seen him in ages.
I haven't. He's a high priestess. My only issue is that perhaps he does have some sort of alias he goes by, like I did. And not further give original names by. But I do remember his original name. He was part of our group. He was our cleric. His name was Valen.
Not that we're gonna go running away right now, but and so he kind of turns to look to Victor. Could be helpful for future problems.
I do get the feeling that unless unless otherwise noted, given recent circumstances, and Victor's like gonna like glance at Raven. I feel that it would be making a trip to this Valen might end up on our to-do list before
Mm.
either before or after getting back to Stick Heist, however long that may take.
The problems of my time seem to keep slipping its way in and causing the issues of your realm. People who had no relation or altercation to us by any means. And for that, I can only apologize. Whatever comes next, I can only surmise. And I don't know what to do. This was not my expertise. Bob and Valen definitely studied more of arcane and the deities, respectively, each.
Jesse, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Is Bob saying Bob and
Oh, sorry.
sorry? Okay.
Guck.
Thank
Couple
you.
names get mixed in my head. You're
You're
correct.
good. You're good. Thank you.
Guck and Valen studied arcane and the divinity and the not divine, respectively, each. It just wasn't my forte. But I can promise you this: once I've recovered and I'm back to my Twilight Town, where all my stuff is. I can give you my assistance wherever necessary. This problem is definitely mine as well. But most of all, it is affecting your realm, the place where you all live and exist.
I apologize for this and don't mean to insult in any way, but despite the ramifications and likely outcome of these events that are occurring, I do feel it would be important for us to at the current moment start to focus less on focus less on the primordials here and focus on the short term goals of our short term goals.
I understand, Victor. I don't mean to get into anything complicated immediately. I'm just letting you know. I'm currently nothing but dead weight right now. And at some point, I will be leaving you by any means that I can to recover in the meantime when we find our way out. I'm just letting you know if there's assistance necessary and needed, I will be likely willing to help since this is also my problem.
Of course, your assistance would be greatly appreciated when required.
We're going to cut to Castilla running out, chasing Spis outside the door.
How how tall are the buildings?
They're pretty tall. They're about what you would expect a apartment building with like 3 floors to be. Most of them.
Is there exterior access to the roof?
There are catwalks in some of these alleyways in which you can find your way to the roof.
Cool. Spitz would immediately turn into one of the alleyways and start going up.
Okay. You start going up. What do? Castilla, as you walk out the door.
Castilla's sadness is slowly starting to turn into a temporary rage at the situation. Because this fucking dress is poofier than she remembered. She's tired. It's been a day.
She just needs to go to sleep.
Does not need to deal with her cat of a teammate.
No. I mean, less that. And Castilla's gonna attempt to follow, getting more and more irritated with the dress as she goes. She's able to climb up.
Okay.
Just Spis.
You reach the top, Spis. A flat ceiling, not too unsimilar to the one back in Sector 2, except the building's much smaller. There's not really much up here. There's a door that seems to lead back downstairs, whether it's locked or not. And the rest of it is kind of just plain ceiling. Roof. There's signs of what was left to be string. I forgot what it's called. That you hang up clothes in rack or no, that's not it.
Clothesline?
Clothesline. There you go. That's the one. That's it. That's pretty much the only thing that's up here.
Spitz is just gonna go over to the opposite side of the building from where the door is, so like the back, and just kind of sit on the edge of the roof.
Okay.
She's not like acknowledging that Castilla's following at all.
And not even a minute later, you do make it to the top as well, Castilla.
Awesome. She is huffing and puffing, probably lots of tears down her face. It's been a day. And she kind of just stands there to see if she will be acknowledged. It's okay if not.
Spitz has no reaction to you being up there.
Great. Spis.
You get nothing.
Spicitus, I'd kind of like to know if you're alive or some sort of weird warp things going on.
Hearing a little bit more, like confirming that Castilla is talking to her, Spitz does kind of jump up and turn. Oh, um, hello.
Hi.
Is, sorry, did you, did, am I needed back down there?
No, you're not okay. None of us are. I don't even want to ask, are you okay? Because it's obvious you're not.
No, I'm fine.
Bullshit.
You, you should really go down and rest. It's been...
What about you? Don't you need rest? You fought a fucking beholder with us, Spiz.
I can rest up here just fine. I'm fine.
How see-through is Spiz?
How see-through is Spitz?
Yeah, how see-through?
Quite see-through. It's reminiscent to back when Spitz first joined, and absolutely would in like full denial of any time there was conversation about her family. That level of paleness.
Amazing, great. This is fine. I don't believe you.
This bitch is looking very nervous too. I'm not really sure what the correct answer is here.
The correct answer is admitting that I think all of us are a little mentally fucked up after that, and we really shouldn't be alone after this. The correct answer is you're not okay, Spiz. I'm not, Cersei's not, Victor's probably not either. Nobody is okay right now.
You should really get back to the group and rest.
Not until you're back. And I'll stay up all damn night if I have to.
Spitz is like looking between you and like over the side of the building. She very much looks like she's about to like just book it.
I can chase you. This is what I did for most of my life. In a damn castle.
Fine. If it'll make you okay. And Spitz just kind of like She has like her arms crossed in front of her, and like kind of moves like she'd follow Castilla. Like kind of steps towards Castilla, but doesn't like fully commit to it.
Castilla's gonna take a few steps just to test if Swiss is gonna move
Towards or away?
towards.
Spit stays where she is.
Very much approaching like a wild animal that's hurt. How Castilla's gonna get a little closer, as close as she can.
Spitz doesn't move, but she's not looking at Castilla. She's still like
And
half turned
then-
away.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, she's still just half turned away.
And then I think that's gonna be the breaking point for Castilla, where she's just gonna sob and tackle Spiss in a hug.
Spitz flinches and dodges.
Oh,
I don't. I don't. You really should. Get back down. We should.
what if impulse comes for you? What if impulse takes you away just like she just tried to take Pearl and Raven, and you're just gone? Because I can't handle that, Spiss.
I don't. I'll come down with you. Just. Let's go. And Spitz kind of like jerkily moves back towards the stairs leading down. But is also like trying to keep Castilla like in front of her.
She'll comply, but very, very much crying the whole way, trying her best to keep quiet. Trudging along.
All right. In the meantime, well, actually, that would take about the same amount of time. You guys would make it back after the conversation you guys were having with Bob. Back into the house.
Spitz would follow Castilla into the house.
Castilla's still just crying. It's not stopped.
Aww.
How are you two holding up? Not well, I can tell, but
Castilla just looks at Victa and gestures to her face. Very, very just look.
yeah.
Speaking of Castilla's face, is it obvious that she's young or younger than she was when we went into the
Yeah, 9 years is a lot.
eyeball zone?
Or what was it? 9 years, or was it?
Yeah.
9 years. She's 16
Yeah.
now instead of
Yeah,
25.
9 years is a lot. You can tell.
Isn't she also like a lot shorter now?
She was 5'4". I said she's like 4'8" now.
To be fair, everyone's tall. And
Yeah.
Jazzy and Victor, we don't really notice when you're like
That's
a
why I
couple
said,
inches
like,
taller.
I say Castilla's dress is probably a little poofier than she remembered, but she's so just overwhelmed and tired. It's like, whatever, this stupid fucking dress.
You do notice that the well, you would notice, Castilla, the letters are no longer floating around your face, and then you guys would notice
Yay.
her eyes are no longer glowing like
That's good.
RGB lights.
Disco lights.
Yay.
I look at Castilla just while she's gesturing at her face, tears streaming down them. I glance at Victor, and then telepathically, Victor will hear Cersei say, I maybe wouldn't react immediately to the fact that Castilla looks super young, but she looks super young, right? Like, maybe give me a tap of your claw if you agree. I don't.
Is Victor able to reply to that, or
He cannot.
Why did this message?
That's why she's asking him to like tap on the ground if he like agrees with her sentiment, because she's like, probably shouldn't freak her out like right now that she looks a lot younger than she did before.
yeah, Victor like taps a bit on the ground. Like I would imagine he's sitting on the floor.
So he nods. Like, okay, cool. Not just me. Not just me.
This is fine.
This is fine. We'll tell her when it's not. Today.
Honestly,
Maybe tomorrow.
Honestly, Victor's just slotted that under the long-term concerns.
We'll deal with that later.
Yeah, it is not currently hampering our ability from existing, so it's fine. Well, let's let's just take a quick rest.
Probably I'll sleep for the night. I will keep an eye out. We're going to be found fast.
In a good way or in an ominous way?
In a good way. I would assume so.
If not, we'll find out fairly quickly. But even in our current state, I doubt it. I do not doubt we'd be able to handle it swiftly, though not kill the person, obviously.
I love your confidence.
Apologies, I am very tired.
Delusional confidence is the best kind.
Alright, take your rest. I'll keep watch. You guys should be fine.
Thank you.
Okay. So is this going to be an 8-hour rest?
If you'd allow it.
Yeah, if we don't get
It's
murdered.
your decision.
halfway through. Yeah. Before I go to sleep though, could I do something?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I would like to, because I've taken to sleeping in the doorway because Cersei likes being near light. It's a known fact. So she's sort of like mid doorway, as she purrs, and I want to take out the sending stone that's got the vines around it.
Mm-hmm.
And she will sort of wordlessly do this. If anyone is awake, it's not like she's trying to hide it, but she will. So I imagine Bob, if he's staying awake, he would see it regardless. And she holds it out. What time of day is it when we're taking this rest? Is it like toward
The sun
nighttime?
was out, but the sun was starting to set. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
actually pretty much toward nighttime.
Leading towards nighttime. Okay, cool. Cool. So she'll do her classic, like kind of staring up at the sun, like sort of thumbing at it a little bit, and then She holds the stone up and thinks about Gut again. Just very tired voice and very like ragged, just so done, just so done with everything. She almost whispers into it. I'm so sorry. I meant to talk to you, and again, I meant to find out if it was even real or if I was being a bit delusional before, but who knows? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just was a big eyeball attacked us. That sounds a lot more fun than it actually was. It was a very terrifying giant eyeball, and now everything is ruined, and I don't know what to do, and nobody knows what to do, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be putting this on you. This is ridiculous. Are you okay? Where are you? By the way, this is Cersei again. Sorry, that was stupid.
All right. You wait. And you wait. And there's no response.
Great. Add going crazy to the list of things that is going wrong with my life. Ooh. She sort of like holds the stone tightly and looks into the room at everyone who is either asleep or trying to be.
Anything else anyone wants to do?
When we said we were gonna rest, is there like any high place inside? Any sort of rafters or like?
Some of the dressers are pretty high.
Cool. Spis would have jumped up there and just slept up there.
Of course. If that is all, then the night goes. Morning comes. As you're like awoken from noise you hear outside. Which reminds me.
Oh god, one of us is dying.
Someone's like, oh.
Hits
Midnight.
impulse. She's back.
What spells do we want? What are we gonna do? Who knows?
Don't ask us.
Maybe take that off. I have Wrath of Nature on, which I realized was super dumb because there's no nature here. There's no nature in Eden. Well, not the useful kind, anyway.
Oh, can I say that Castilla probably slept with a knife?
Sure.
Cool. She slept with a knife in her hand, guys.
Absolute sense. A lot has happened.
Hands will be thrown.
I am having the worst time looking for this.
I like the visual of Victa like curling up on one of the chairs with like and like holding Rem like a stuffed animal basically.
No.
That's a
Like-
baby.
Like boy's tired.
If only we could have had the art that I had drawn, where we're so happy, guys.
It's happy. Where did those days ago?
Remember when we actually like could function, guys?
Hardly.
We were getting there.
Function? We hardly know her. We're so mentally stable. I love it.
I'll take it.
Spis has just been on 1 health point for this whole time.
Don't say that.
Well, I mean, you guys took a full rest, so you guys are
Yeah.
back. Everything is back.
Yes.
Full rest. Full rest.
Look
As
at all
well-
them spell slots.
As at the end of this session, you guys would be level 10 now.
Yo.
Yes.
Let's
We
fucking
did
go. Guys, we
Level-
made it.
We
Level
made
5.
it.
Level 5 artificer. We're here.
Look how we made it. Oh shit. Okay, give me like
We're
5
actually all
seconds.
gonna be happy about this now as we're all sobbing through tears. Ooh, I get an ability score.
Either way, still, at the end of session.
True. Something to look forward to.
We get one good
I get
thing.
another spell.
Do we not mean the end of last session or the end of this session?
The end of this session.
Okay, cool.
It does not apply yet.
Not
Let me
yet.
listen. I'm just looking at what I got. I'm like, oh, how exciting.
So
Future
morning
me.
comes, the sun is shining through the windows, an unusual sight within Eden. And you hear noise outside.
Peek my head out of the doorway that I'm leaning in.
Immediately you see people kind of picking things up, looking around. Some people are in front of their houses.
Ooh.
Oof.
Someone's like, what are you doing in my house?
You see also roaming the streets militia from the rebellion, walking and keeping an eye on everything.
Good sign, guys. Good sign.
We want. Oh, I don't know what to say. I'm like tongue tied. As the militia are like kind of walking, can I try and flag them down?
Sure.
Yeah, I just be like, hey.
One of the
Fully
soldiers
tongue-tied.
breaks from the other, and he walks towards you. Yes, can I help you?
You and hi. Sorry, I'm very stressed. Have you seen River? Do you know where she is? Or Lighthouse? Or Faye?
Oh, you guys must be, what was it? Kaleidoscope.
Yeah.
God,
nice.
it's been a while.
Yes.
This is legitimately the first time any NPC has like referred to us as Kaleidoscope as
It feels so great. We're with notoriety. Yes,
the good kind.
that is us.
Right. Miss Verver was actually looking for the rest of you. I'll let her know. If you want me to escort you to where she is, I can do that, or I can tell her that you're here and perhaps she can come.
Just we kind of have some. Could she just? Would you mind if she came? If you told her to come here?
No, it's totally fine. She's actually. Some of us were out looking for the rest of you, so this is something she would want to know. I will be back.
Thank you. Thank you.
And he heads his way off a little further out from the city.
Guys, I let a guard know.
I'm going to presume that was part of the militia, part of the militia.
Yeah.
Right.
Cersei, you hear Bob kind of like walk in front of you from outside, holding a bag, and he has a cane in one hand. Ah. All right. It seems like you guys woke up just fine. I've left for 10 minutes or so. I went to the market nearby and waited to see if any of the original people would run the markets came back, and they did, and I was able to buy some stuff. Yeah, you guys need food.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. I feel like I shouldn't be too surprised at that. Keeping some sort of community having survived this. Oh,
It seems, from what I can tell, most of the residents in Eden didn't. It's quite a large, multi-sectored city for that to happen. It just seems that a lot of the casualties were from within the center.
I do suppose that does make sense.
How's everyone else?
Castilla's doing her best to try and sleep still. Her eyes are awake, she's looking at Bob, but she's still like not getting up, just oh.
Half dead.
Well,
Her face kind of screams it all, like she's just deeply exhausted. That's all.
Spin.
while your friend's asleep, I can tell that everything is much better with her. She seems to be back to her usual self. I meant-
I assume Bob is referring to Castilla.
Yes,
Is
Is he
Castilla
making
all
dead eye
good?
contact at him?
All right.
she seemed like she was much younger looking before. She doesn't seem young looking any longer. I assume that was through magical means.
Just spring chicken, of course. She always looks radiant.
Right.
I should.
The arcane energy that was surrounding her, that
Yeah.
I assumed lowered her age, because she looked quite young and not filled into the dress that she was wearing, seems to have worn off.
Castilla just looks so dead silent.
Do I need to get more scientific and direct about this?
Castilla's just gonna take the pillow under her head, look dead at Bob, and just chuck it at him.
Ah, okay.
Sorry.
I was
Yeah.
just pointing out that you seem to be better.
That's great. Yay.
Right.
I believe would not be surprised if there was some sort of wild magic surge.
I mean, when I
Jesse.
saw you, you had lights coming out of your eyes, so.
Yeah, it was because of this. I'm gonna pull out the gun.
Ah. No, I don't understand how that correlates.
The gun is black and has a weird eye in it now, Bob.
There's no eye in this weapon. What are you speaking?
What the fuck?
The liquid in the weapon is strange, though. Can I see that for a second?
Can I insight check? I feel like something's off, but that's just me.
Go for it.
I
You can
am-
insight check.
Oh, great.
I am going to presume that
I trust this man somewhat.
that you were loaded the fight the ace while in that space.
Yeah, just a bit.
Alright,
He doesn't seem like he's being weird by any means. He seems a little thrown off from the fact that he was getting like, I
Assaulted
don't
by a
know,
pillow.
insulted because he just said that you look like everything's physically back to normal. But sure,
It's the
Bob
way
does
he kept going. That Castilla was just like, I swear to God.
Bob just not knowing how to interact with people.
Social
joke is ev-
situations,
The
who?
joke is everyone here is autistic in their own way.
Yeah.
May I see the firearm?
Yeah. She kind of hands it over. I don't recommend shooting it unless you want to have weird shit happen.
No offense, but I even if it didn't do anything weird, I would not shoot this here. And he looks at it.
Turn into a sheep.
He said there's an eye. What do you?
I thought I saw an eye.
The ethereal energy it seems to have absorbed is quite bizarre. But besides that factor, the gun is fine. I don't recognize this energy.
It's not Aether?
It's not Aether in its original state.
So it's tweaked Aether? Aether
Yeah.
added to?
Well, how do I explain this? You see, this is more my forte than the gods and stuff of the sorts. Aether is the core base of all energy, life, and magic or anything. Think of it as like a mold, like a material, a mold. Depending on what grasps Aether, if it is strong enough or if its authority is enough, it shapes it into something different. Aether is its raw state. The ethereal energy within the Feywild is vastly different from the ethereal energy within here. But none of them are resemblance to Aether in its original state. We just refer it to Aether because it is the general term for it. But the proper term for Aether here in Agathel is known as the life stream. It has its own name and its own coloration for a different reason. This is Aether nonetheless. It should be all magic form, whether physical or not, is based off of Aether. It's just different. Is all.
So what is currently in the Ace is most likely a different realms version. Could be described as a different realms version of Aether.
Yeah, well, considering that you guys were in some sort of pocket dimension, it makes complete sense.
That pocket dimension was created through the joining of those two portal artifacts.
Right. So then, whatever's in here has some relation to that, I guess. Perhaps. I have felt this kind of Aether before once, and he hands the gun back with the handle facing you. But I don't exactly know what it is. To be fair, when we'd felt it, we were at the very ends of our adventure, so I didn't have the time to study it.
Like at the end of your adventure, such as when your realm collapsed, or
I would love to tell you what happened at the end of my adventure, but this is not the most important thing right now. We have injured, well,
Of course.
Count, and
of course.
we were in a place that wasn't our home, and the Aether within there was very strange and unknown. That's it. And it seems similar to what's in that weapon. I would be careful with it. There is a way to unload all of it at once, not in a way where you would shoot it, but in the same sense, you would be unleashing the Aether from within. And I don't know what would happen if you do that. So I would not recommend doing that anywhere around people.
Right. Back into the void, I guess. And double checking, Castilla is back to herself?
Yeah, your
cool.
physical form seems to be back to normal.
Let's go. Well, there goes the teenage angst. We're fine. We're just back to typical angst.
It's normal angst.
Because we needed another level of angst onto what's going on now.
I've also gathered some more information. Just something for you to keep an eye out or in your mind. Um, from what I know, currently, the word is that travel from Paha to any other continent is currently forbidden.
Oh shit.
Um, it seems that the weapon that fired hit the capital, not the entire city, the Capitol building, which is pretty bad. And Paha is currently in declaration of lockdown for the inanimate. They think we're in war because half of the government was back there and two of the representatives were over here. So they might not have the entire full story. So until those two representatives make it back to their capital city, the whole story won't be let out, and the continent's being treated as under war and not allowing any travel from within or out through normal means. If you can find your own way, or if we procure a ship that's not government owned, then I don't see how they can really stop us. But
I feel it would not be good to. It would not be smart to test their patience with that.
well, then the only other option is we have a month of lockdown here in Paha. For that's as long as it's going to take. Well, it's not going to take an entire month for them to reach the capital city, but it will. This is a big declaration. It's going to take a lot to revert it. Though I don't know what their plans are. So, but perhaps the others can tell you more. These are words from people out there and information gathering. So it's all I can understand.
All right.
And with that, you hear a knock on the door. Even though the door is open, there's a knock on the door itself still.
Hello? Hello?
Can I enter?
Of course, I'm going to assume it's River.
You get a couple of footsteps in, and you do see River wearing a much more militant-ready outfit, though not entirely unscathed. Her hair is red and curly and loose as ever, though some of it is kind of moved apart. There is what looks like to be wrapping across one of her eyes. Well, it seems like you're all okay, the most of you. I don't know what the current situation is, so I'm apologize.
All right. I do believe it was said that you were looking for that you were searching for us. Though I will assume that there was the reasoning of trying to see if we're still alive.
Yes, that was the primary purpose of it. I also wanted to know if you're willing to tell what happened.
As much as we can as much as we can. It start the happenings of the ball itself aren't really important, considering what happens afterwards. But we and when everything went sideways, the soldiers, all seemingly mechanical constructs, started opening fire on the guests of the ball. I did what I could at first to assist, then but others, well, others, those being Lighthouse, Faye, the Segar, the Lion. I do believe that they were able to provide support and assist to those assist to these civilians. Meanwhile, further down below the building, in we us as a group, we were brought together in a fight against Artem. He and he was a he Artem was a beholder, a who seemed to have separated himself amongst several against separated himself throughout with several different bodies, different several different constructs of his consciousness that he placed into each one. We fought him, did a decent amount of damage, but he brought together two magical artifacts that ended up creating both of these artifacts were capable of creating portals, and they were both opposites of each other. I know that was the function of one of them, as we were in temporary ownership of it, but not entirely sure of the operation of the other one. But regardless, the bringing together of these two artifacts led to the creation of a pocket dimension that we were all brought into, and it.
I don't mean to stop you from your explanation. What I primarily wanted to know is, can you confirm that he is dead?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
Okay. The weird shit it's been explained to me by Faye and Lighthouse. I just needed to know for a fact they weren't there for the rest of it. Whether or not he's dead.
Well, his weird head orbs were exploding, right? And then I turned into a bird, so I don't really remember the rest of it.
He at least did not come out with. He didn't come out with the rest of us. At least he was kind of being torn apart.
Right. Okay.
You said that Lighthouse and Faye were with you. What? The guests of the party. What did anyone? Did anyone die? Was the king was the king of Steak Heist there? Did he make it?
We do not know where he is, but we can confirm that he is not amongst the dead bodies we found.
Castilla has a very, very, very deep sigh of relief.
There are royals that have died. Well, some of them. The building collapsing was very abrupt. There were casualties as expected. There are people missing as well, besides your father. The Don is nowhere to be found.
Immediate groan from Castilla.
And neither is Valentis.
Well,
About
he was a robot man, right? No? Was he a robot man?
I do. Valentis, I do believe was one of the extensions of was one of the extensions of the Beholder Aurum. Just simply a different personality that he made for himself and gave him a different name.
That still makes him dangerous, because even after you went away with your Aurum, the automatons still kept fighting.
Oh.
I mean, that makes sense, right? If it's anything like, I don't know a lot about automatons, but I do know that, you know, Anastasia, that she was a simulacrum, but she basically became her own person. Is that if Aurum has enough power to make the things, is there a chance that they would do the same thing?
Perhaps it's a situation of actually gaining consciousness, soul to an extent.
We're afraid Valentis is in full control of his own body now, and no longer having, from what we've heard, Aurum in his reign. So,
Yeah.
and he needs to.
Die?
I don't try to go and kill individuals. He
Pay
needs
for
to at
his
the very least pay for his crimes. Yes. Regardless of whether he's an automaton and living or not, I don't want to take that risk.
I mean, again, not that we're really in the position. Well, we're in a better position than we were yesterday. Positivity, but not that I'm saying that we immediately run off and chase after every villain who got away, but the orb that was keeping contact out is no longer up. So we have ways of locating
I have my
them.
scrying orb for my mom. If you need me to try and look for him, or even my dad, depending on that, but we have options.
You use your abilities in the way you want to. I don't want to keep asking anything of the rest of you. In fact, it'd probably be better if we don't have contact with each other for a while. I will be busy with things. I don't plan to have any control over this city by any means, but at the very least, I need to assist all these people to gain some sort of footing. Eden is still going to stand, and something needs to happen here.
I mean, how do you plan on helping them stand?
I don't know. I don't know. But providing them food and means of rations is the current important thing, and protection from any nefarious bandit groups in the desert that try to come and take what they can from the remains of the city. Perhaps maybe Paha is going to declare this place their own, and then their government will come in and do something about it. At that point, it's no longer in my hands.
I mean, not that you need our help, or seemingly want it, not in a negative way, but if because you had the little farm thing, down in your sector. If you needed any help, I can enrich the land, help it grow, feed people.
Thank you for your assistance, but I think we'll be fine. As for my people in my sector, I gave them the options to go back with Faye and Lighthouse when they can to our town. Well, to theirs. Back in Stick Heist. If not, when everything is done, no matter how long it ends up taking, I'll be making it back to where I usually reside before all this incident happened, before I got dragged into this mess.
Which was...
I think I have told you, and if I haven't, then...
Look,
Oh,
my
well.
memory's not the best. I am emotional. Let me look.
It's fine.
Moving recesses.
It's not necessary information. If you really want to look for me, then you'll find a way to find me.
That's a very, it feels like a very mother trait of you. It feels like a very Anastasia thing to say.
She kind of like twitches for a second there.
We're the same. We both hate it.
You
when we
literally
refer
just
to
called
the
her,
mother.
you're like mom.
You're exactly like mom.
This
Very
is what
funny.
you get. This is what you get for not giving any details, bitch.
You're like mom. Everyone hates it. Sorry. Carry on.
Look, Cersei, I don't want to bring family matters into the current conversation around your friends. But
They're already sisters.
Oh, they're bonding.
I
Shut up
don't
about mom.
I don't know how you are, but I'm not in full acceptance of us being a family.
You know, I find that making things a joke makes me kind of feel better. That's how I grapple with my own emotions. So, oh, and no, hold on. Did I already tell you that? No. We maybe, I don't know, might have seen real Anastasia in a creepy cave.
What do you
That's
mean
not
real
relevant.
Anastasia?
We were in a cave, and I was supposed to have an emotional realization. We were there for Spicitus. It was a whole thing. And grappling with my emotional feelings, I don't know, it was a safe room. That's how she said it, but I don't know necessarily if I agree with that. And
do you
it was
remember,
peeling... It was peeling emotionals. I'm
I'm
talking.
trying to give her I'm trying to give River See, clearly, dearly needed context to what is going on.
Look, we had a
Before you can
conversation before when you had mentioned that the Anastasia we have talked to, or you have talked to, was a simulacrum.
Yes.
Whether that's the case or not is not my concern. I will tell you right now, what do you consider your mother?
Your mother.
Your mother.
What defines to you who your mother is?
I mean, I already know who my mom is, and it has never changed, and it won't change. Iris is my mother.
Well, I'll let you know now that the Anastasia who you called a simulacrum is the mother who gave birth to me.
Who? Hold on. I'm so confused. So that's... Wait, so that's your mom?
You speak of it like it's only my mother.
I'm so confused. River, I've reevaluated my appearance on this planet. like 6 times. And I get very confused now.
It was
So-
under our understanding of the Anastasia that we were encountering not being able to physically contact things, like simply holding an object was not a possibility for her, so that
Not
adds to
while
the
I was around her, it wasn't. It was no issue. At some point, my mother had told me that she had a problem. She had done something that had caused her to fall ill, and she could no longer have physical contact with things. But before that, she could.
So, hold on. So simulacrum Anastasia's our mother or your mother
I
or
don't
her
know.
mother? I put
wasn't
a Pearl
there.
randomly.
I wasn't there long enough to know what happened to the rest of my sisters, you
That's
and
true.
whoever else included.
Okay, well then I have a feeling that it's maybe just your mother. I don't know though. I'm getting very confused.
All
This
I
is a
know
all
is that as long as I've been alive, the original Fae Queen was not. She had been gone for over 1,000 years.
That's what I was saying. It's very confusing. I don't know what timeline I was born in. Let's just leave it at that, I guess.
I'm gonna ignore all that.
Don't worry about it.
If
I'll
I
just be
recommend
here.
anything to the rest of you before I leave, first off, thank you for your assistance. Whatever you did and what Faye and Lighthouses vouched for you has assisted and helped everyone here in the city from things getting a lot worse. Don't feel bad for any casualties in the process. That's my job. Also, it's probably in your best interests to leave as soon as you can. For perhaps within the next few weeks, there's a chance that soldiers from Paha are going to enter here to at least investigate the situation, considering that an entire weapon has fired upon their land, striking one of their cities. So they're going to investigate. And maybe they'll lock everyone in here down during the investigation. I know for a fact that's probably not going to be in your best interest.
That is understandable that is understandable as a precaution that they would take, and understandable that we should likely take that, make use of that information to get out of here.
Thank you for everything. Really. None of this would have happened. Well, there would be a lot more casualty if it wasn't for the rest of you. I couldn't imagine how I would have been able to handle Orin and whatever he brought.
You're welcome, but it is not necessary as I do feel this could qualify as a sort of self-defense with what he was starting to be capable of.
Hmm.
I don't know how. With him in power, I don't know how much of the world we would have left.
It's going to be strange for the people here. Most of these people have been born and have lived here for all their lives. Eden has been up for 200 years. And only recently have they've contacted the outside world. And, well, look at the results. I don't think they're going to want to leave, regardless of whether or not it's powered anymore. So I'm gonna do my best to make sure they can live here for as long as they can. Thank you, Kaleidoscope, for your efforts. If you need any assistance from the rebellion in any way, feel free to contact. I'll let you know whether or not we can help. She gives a courteous bow, very militant. I wish you luck for your endeavors and whatever comes next for the rest of you.
And we wish you luck in yours.
As for you, sir, and she turns to Bob. I don't know if it is too much of me to ask, but you're a mind of the technological, and you're well informed of most of these things. If you can keep a thought out of a way to perhaps allow this city to keep powering itself without the negativities of sapping ether from the realm itself. You spoke of coming from a time where that was possible. Bob, like sitting on the couch. I'll think of it. When I reach back my town, I'll look through my notes and see if there's anything I remember. No. I don't know. I have various wounds on me currently that don't seem to want to close up, so I'm a bit lightheaded, if you don't mind. And she turns. Of course. Then, till we meet next.
Yeah.
We meet you next.
She begins to walk out.
Shall we use the scrying? Shall we bring out the scrying orb and I assume you search for your father, Castilla?
Do you mind?
I don't mind. Totally. Go ahead. I just also wanted to add, feel like I have learned a thing or two from the scrying orb, and I think I can also maybe do that too on my own. So if there's someone else we wanted to look for, we could do too. Didn't know how to mechanically throw that one in there. I have scry.
Let's go, Abby.
From the level up, or
No, I've had it this whole time. I just didn't. It's my 5th level spell. It's one of my 5th level spells that I could have. I've only got one spell slot.
you
So-
just haven't used it yet.
I just
Quick
wait
power
wait.
nap every like time you use an immediate power nap. Cersei.
We were in combat. I was like, scrying's not useful, so I didn't prepare it. But I thought maybe we might need it today, so I prepared
level-
scrying.
The level up from the cave. Okay.
Yeah, the level up from the cave. Yeah. I've had it this whole time. It's just not been useful. So, but yeah, if we do need to scry on someone else,
Everything is useful.
it is there.
She has been. Cersei has been using scrying orb and taking notes.
Yeah, I've been staring at it and going, you know what? I could do that. That's easy. I might need to use the orb as a focus, though, because you do need a focus. And I feel that the scrying orb will probably be a good focus. Could be wrong. Let's find out.
Nah.
This is fine.
Nah.
But yeah.
I don't see this. I don't see the connection.
Can be a problem. So, yeah, if we do need to spy on someone else, I have that ability to spy on someone else, but totally spy on your dad. That makes perfect sense.
Right. Before Castilla does scry, can she look at Spis, wherever Spis might be, if Spis is here?
Spis is still up top. One of the like cabinets or like whatever she took perch on top of
Dresser.
a dresser.
Dresser.
Um,
Or Spis is fucking back, man.
Hmm?
Spis is goddamn back. Like, that must hurt.
I mean,
Spis is
your
skilled.
joints can't hurt when you don't. Your joints can't hurt when you don't have bones.
Don't have any.
Unfortunate. They can, unfortunately.
Oh no! That's an
Uh,
ominous thing.
Anyways,
But yeah, Spis is
ignoring that.
Spis is just up there. Kind of tucked away. If you like looked around, you could probably see her up there, but not immediately visible.
Okay. Still will deal with that after this. She's gonna take the scrying orb and would like to see August, if possible.
All right.
I'm specifying August so we cannot confuse this for another father.
My dad.
So you focus into the scrying orb, and everything goes black as usual. You get pulled out of Eden. You see the entire city now visible. It is a sight. This giant metallic ring shining from the sun hitting the metal. The central tower no longer there, so there's no point anymore to the center. But it zooms out and zooms somewhere far within the desert. A caravan. Within, you see a couple of ruffians kind of just sitting around the caravan, and someone cloaked sitting next to them. And it seems to focus on that person who's cloaked.
Oh, great. This is fine. Does the person cloaked seem to be bouncing their legs as if anxious?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not surprised there. And do the ruffians seem like happy right now, or is it like, oh, just an average day?
Just an average day to them.
Okay, great. This is not a good sign. Is there anything like identifiable? Not the cloak, I assume, can be. It's just a black cloak, but like at the ruffians, anything?
Not really. They don't seem to have anything on them that's necessarily identifiable. Even the caravan or the cart before you entered, it seemed like it's all purposely made to not stick out, to be like generic this.
Gotcha. Good news, he's alive. Bad news, he's alive and doing something, guys.
He's committing another crime.
Doing
Probably-
what? That's ominous.
Wait, still in it, right? Or did
You're
she
just looking. You can pull out. I mean, it would be just a few minutes, and then you just get pulled out, sucked back out into your form.
She looks disappointed. She's just disappointed right now.
Wow, why?
'Cause
What?
he's in a caravan with some ruffian people and he's anxious and I know he's doing something.
Maybe super anxious to go home to Queen Isla who's gonna kick his ass. That's a
I
positive
know
spin.
he was here, but my dad was a political official. Sorry, my father was a political official. He could have done anything bad, right? To make him go on the run?
Uh, yeah.
Cersei,
Okay.
Victa, you saw him more than I did.
I mean, I didn't see him at all in the ballroom. Did you? Like, after the
Victa?
gunshots?
He 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 was on the side of Orem.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, no, my mom's gonna definitely kick his ass. But I don't know if he was heading home.
Couldn't tell what direction he was heading in?
Was I able to tell a direction, Jesse?
No, it was the vast plain desert. You weren't able to tell what direction they were necessarily going.
Sand.
Sand,
There was
damn.
Sand.
No sun. No sun over the horizon.
Alright.
Well, I guess positive. He's going back to stick heist and just hired some, muscle. Negative, going on the run.
Negative. Support. Even more negative. Supporting Valentis.
Well, Victor, when he, I guess, offered his support, did he seem like, yeah, I'm supporting Valentis because this is a great idea? Or was it more like, yeah, I guess I'm supporting Valentis?
To give him some credit, it was Mark in fear, which, given the consequences, I can understand, but he said it was to protect his family, which I can understand his reasoning, but still he was very reluctant in doing so. Be that because he knew the repercussions from his family, then I wouldn't be surprised, but
He's always been, over anxious regarding us. So I'm a little not surprised there. And still honestly, looks more confused than anything. She honest to God does not know what to do. Okay, that's something else to keep in the back of our minds. Let's see, lighthouse, they. What about Cigar? Do we know where Cigar is?
Who's that?
Well, I assumed it
Cigar-
was the king guy.
yes, Saga. He is the king. He is the king of the Heartlands, the ruler of them. During everything, he did.
Oh, the man who saved our lives? That guy?
Yes, the one with the shield.
God. Putting a name to the face.
I do.
The lion.
He did kind of declare war on Eden, though I do imagine it was more directly at Orem.
Mm.
But I would be surprised if he was taken if he went out from if he went down and out from this.
Hearing that you guys are talking about the lion, Spis is poking her head up over like the side of the dresser. If anyone's paying attention to her.
Yes, always.
I mean, do we need to know where he is? Is that
mean-
important?
He kind of helped us and then stopped a giant fucking laser from killing us. So, yes.
That's true. That is true. Okay. I mean, I can look for him. If there's no one else that we fear, we would want to look for more.
Do you have any suggestions?
Other than the dawn, no one comes to
Ugh.
mind particularly.
I think you guys should not worry about the king of the Heartlands. If I had to take a guess, he's probably on his way back to his continent.
But he's our friend. No.
Dead.
He's
Could
our
be
friend.
dead, Bob. How do you know?
It could also be a Korak situation because we don't know where Korak is.
Oh shit! Yeah, Korak. There's so many people, but we just don't know where they are. Also,
I can't wait for you to learn sending, Victor and Cersei.
I can't learn it. It's not a druid spell.
Druids can't learn that? I can't learn that. Victor!
We
It
could
is
also,
not a
Listen.
druid spell. Never has been.
we could also scry on Vurs.
There's
Vurs.
so many goddamn people. Because
Oh
I
God, did
also
Vurs go
want to
down
spy
in the
on
tower?
Guck. God damn it.
A second
Okay.
beholder has hit the tower. No, that was out of character.
What are we doing? Okay. So we've got Vurs. We've got Cigar. We've got... Who was the other person we just literally just said? That I forgot immediately.
Dawn
Korak.
and the dawn.
And, oh, well, I don't really want to look
I'm
at
gonna
his
deal with that
face.
man.
You know, if that's on someone else, it's not me.
Not me. I've already flirted with him for 1 hour unwillingly. Thank you.
Okay.
Bob, you want to turn?
Do you
not-
know Scott?
Not
You
really.
will
Great.
flirt with the man.
Honestly, I don't think he'd be into that, but anyone can rock a dress. Anyways.
So, who's it gonna be? I got
Not
one
Dawn.
spell. It's my 1 5th level spell. Make it be important. Oh, also, not that it's relevant right now, immediately, but at some point, kind of want to use that to see if we can maybe find Guck. I used my sending stone thing again, and I didn't get a reply, so I'm kind of worried that he might be dead.
Maybe he's functioning and just has to be quiet.
It's true. It's true. I love your positivity. It's great.
Castilla smiles as if she's totally confident in this and is totally not about to have a panic attack.
Okay. Well, Victor, do you want me to see if I can find Vurs since he's your friend?
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Okay. That was the guy, right, in the room that was supposed to be getting Raven out the tube? That was Vurs, right?
Yes. He said his name's Verse, and then Jake, and then Verse again.
Okay, but his name is Vurs?
Verse.
Verse. Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, glad
Oh.
to see old habits don't glad to see his old habits haven't died out.
Because it's the spell and not the orb. So he can make some saves, I believe. Okay. Do you mind if I have the orb so I can use it as a focus?
Oh, yeah. And Castilla will pop it right over.
Thank you. Okay. Sorry, can you particular creature? Blah 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 blah. Okay, so he can make a save. Target makes a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target. I don't know him very well at all, so I'm guessing it's just going to be a flat 0. Knowledge save modifier. First hand. You have met the target. I don't think I would say that I've met him, technically. Have I met him? I kind of met him in combat. Does that count? Or do I need to have had because you've
No,
got...
you've seen him, not met him.
Okay.
Remember, this is Ishta's lover. No,
Okay,
out of
so
character.
it's just a plus 0, so he doesn't get a minus to his roll. Boo. Minus
Maybe-
connection.
Maybe he'll realize it's friends.
Gosh, scrying is such a long ass spell. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just get the actual scrying up because reading it off of that little tiny layout is not the one. Okay, let me get the actual table up. There we go. That's better. Okay, if a target knows you're casting this spell, it can fail it if it wants to be observed. So, save modifier. So it's plus 0, so it's just my regular save. So, yeah, it's flats all around, basically. I don't get any pluses or minuses to what he rolls. So, yeah. So Vurs needs to make me a wisdom saving throw, unless he consents to being scryed on, which he can do if he wishes.
Yeah, they can if he wishes.
But if he doesn't, he has to make me save.
Well,
Let's go, Vurs. Fail that fucker.
that is an 8.
An 8. He definitely fails. So, yeah, I look into the scrying orb and I focus on that very brief moment that I caught glimpses of him sneaking across the back side of the room. And all of the things that I've heard from Victor about him, I focus all of that into the orb.
As you do, you're pulled out of your form. Black. You focus onto still Eden. And it zooms in. You see the various amounts of people around just picking up their things and stuff and trying to, pick up their life back up. And the market is somewhat still active, especially now where people are trying to get supplies for their current standing. And on one of the tables in a seat is just Verse sitting kind of roughed up. His hair's everywhere. His outfit is scratched and has holes in it. He's just eating what seems like to be a sandwich.
A vibe. Just sadly eating a sandwich. That's such a vibe.
Got his ass beat.
I-
Sandwich time.
I love him.
Shawarma even.
Where he's sat, does it look like somewhere we've been before?
No.
No.
It looks like a market of sorts, but it doesn't look necessarily familiar.
Okay.
Especially because a lot of these places have similar design.
Mm-hmm.
So
It also probably doesn't help that the place probably has some damage in the area.
Yeah.
you know,
Can I see? I know that a lot of obviously Eden Tower is gone, so that's not a great landmark for me anymore. But any like really cool buildings that I can pick out from like my viewpoint that I've got on him, or is it sort
with
of just
the way
like a very low
Scry
village
works, you wouldn't be able to. It's more focused on versus
on the person?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, well he's alive. That's good. And eating a sandwich. Cool. Yeah, he's alive.
Any idea where he might be?
It's kind of hard to tell. It all sort of looks the same. He's at a little cafe. He's eating a sandwich.
Did you happen to see any cafes while you were out and about, Bob?
I wasn't out for very long. So no, unfortunately.
Mhm. I mean, yeah, it's not. It's not clear sort of what sector he's in based on like how. I imagine everything looks quite dilapidated right now, but it's not based on like, hey, like Sector 1 was quite like casino-y and like sector.
Those are the
Um,
lower sectors. The upper sectors seem to have similarities to each other since they're all kind of built um, for the quote unquote more privileged.
mhm.
And a lot of these places don't vary in look. It's
Okay.
very like town homey.
Okay. I mean, he's on seemingly the upper plate. That narrows it down, right?
So there was no damage by him then?
There was no damage by him.
From what you've seen, minor amounts, but still some here and there. Things that damage that could have been done from skirmishes, but not necessarily from buildings crumbling or anything.
That's useful. I like that. Okay. Yeah. Uh, more like people fighting in the streets, and less like a tower fell on my house.
That we can use for reference then. Also,
But he-
Victor, anything you can, I don't know, is he known for taking his time while eating, or is he a quick eater and bolts kind of guy?
Under normal circumstances, sort of. Yeah, you could say so. Only circumstances he would rush is if he's running from a debtor.
Hmm.
But doubt he's a
Debtor?
god. Yes, sorry. He's when I was studying under him, he had a bad habit of taking out loans for comparatively frivolous magic items.
Well, at least he's not actually gambling.
Occasionally he would try to occasionally he would try and do that to pay back the loans, but you can.
And then let me guess, it bite him in the ass?
Oh, absolutely. That man cannot handle himself in a fight.
Nice.
Hmm. Well, good news, we have 85,000 gold pieces, so.
81. We gave a bunch of it to Alma's parents.
I lied, we have 81,000.
That's still so much money, though.
Okay.
And with
Let's-
that,
Um,
I
Oh,
will
go ahead.
give you guys time to think of what you're gonna do because we do need to take a break. So
Awesome, I really need the
1-minute
bathroom.
break.
I'll be right back.
okay. I'm gonna quickly fill my drink up, and then I'll be back for plans.
Everyone will bolt so that we don't actually talk about what we need to do.
Listen, people gotta piss.
Oh no.
Yay! Time to pull as much verse lore out of my ass.
Oh god. Good luck, have fun with that.
I mean, to be fair, like it's gonna be compared to it's gonna be like Victor lore, like it's gonna, like a lot of a lot of. I mean, granted, like a lot of Victor lore, I'm just pulling it out of my ass, like making it up on the spot.
I
So
love
like,
this.
so like,
Oh my god.
like I just got a few points set in stone, and I just get to branch off from that.
The best way to do character lore. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick too. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okey-dokey.
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. Goodness me. What are we gonna do? I fear that I know we've very, very emotional, and everyone was like, well, you know, but we very much spoke about the situation with Raven and then stopped speaking about it. We do sort of need to come up with an answer on what we're going to do about Raven.
Yeah.
We can't just keep lugging, and I know that sounds really heartless, but we can't just keep carrying around Raven's dead body.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it's very inconvenient travel-wise.
And I also feel mildly disrespectful.
Yes! I'm glad it's not just me. That it felt really disrespectful just carrying her around everywhere. Like a sack of potatoes.
I do have an idea of how we could take care of how we could. And also pay respect to her. It would it would lead it would be it would lead to a very emotional scene. So yeah, you know.
I mean, we can't, we can't put her back in the live stream because effectively, seemingly, she is literally empty.
There's nothing,
Like there is
there's nothing
nothing.
to put back.
So it feels very much like Viking Pyre is kind of the vibe I'm getting.
That was what
Like, where they put him on a boat.
That is what I was gonna suggest. Yeah, just collect whatever wood we can and just cremate her.
I mean, sounds really like callous, but that is
It's a legit
kind
way.
of the like
And she
it's-
wouldn't be buried in the city that she was trapped in.
it's big wildfire druid terminology as well. All of the wildfire druid stuff is all about like, sometimes you die and they burn the things that are dying and it rejuvenates the land in its own way. And it's very big on.
I will say, hopefully that's what the things that are dying end up actually dead. They don't like torch the like half dead squirrel.
No, it's normally very much based in plants. Like how like if there's like a sick
Okay.
tree or like a sick area of a forest, the whole point is that they'll just be like, well, you have to kill that area and let new growth thrive, basically. We're big on that kind of stuff.
Or like
it's very big on that kind of thing. So I think that's also sort of like Cersei's terminology on a lot of death is like, set it on fire, let the land.
We're talking
take
about
it
we're talking about how to pay our respect to Raven. Gonna go with the good old Viking pyre.
I can see it, but I also, as Emily, I have opinions, but Castilla didn't hear that bit about Raven being alive, so therefore Castilla does not have opinions currently.
Oh right, shit.
But
Probably would have been
Well-
important to mention, but it's okay.
we're gonna have to
We
circle
haven't-
back to it because Owen and I were like, we can't keep lugging her around. I know it sounds so disrespectful, but it feels really disrespectful to
no.
her that we keep carrying her around everywhere.
we could
Well,
put
we've been stationary since last night, and Castilla wanted to purposely wait until we had a stationary point to,
Deal with it. Deal with the problems
talk.
that we're facing in life.
I'm very much gonna cry no matter what because I'm already tearing up in it. I was gonna have Castilla make sure that no matter what, whatever we do with Raven goes with her blanket because she doesn't want Raven to get cold.
Oh no! That feels so much like that movie that's like he can't see without his glasses.
And
Oh
unfortunately,
God.
I told my dog when I had to put him down, so that's why I'm upset.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So it's just a little personal. Like this is Emily bleeding into Castilla right now. That this is Yeah, she can't be cold.
Understandable.
Just a personal
Understandable.
thing. As a person, they can't be cold. Oh god.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Not even there yet.
It's my job to make everybody cry with revelations.
We're not even in
Okay.
session right now.
We're not even
How
there.
dare you?
We've been messaging each other all fucking week. Don't say shit, Val. We've
Yeah.
been making heartbreaking scenarios in our heads.
Oh, absolutely. Most of them will not come to fruition now because you're.
AUs, it's fine.
It's fine. This is what AUs are for, exactly.
Who
Exactly.
doesn't love an AU?
Spis and Castilla would have been having a fucking time if she didn't turn back to normal. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah. It would have been even worse.
So mentally stable, guys.
Let me guess. Some non-healthy family bonding.
Sure.
Mm,
Or unbonding.
it would wildly depend on how conversations go.
I definitely still want to talk about what happens, Val, if you want.
I'd be so down
There's
to keep talking
always
about it.
I
room.
am very curious.
I
We
mean,
can always talk
There's-
about it in the server.
yeah.
There's still time.
There is still time. Just won't be the same. It really depended heavily on a certain appearance.
Yeah. Let's just say, Castilla in her dress and with her aging and everything resembled a no longer with us younger sister that
Oh,
Spis
wow.
had.
Yeah.
Spis's little
She's
sister. that-
coping. How did it feel to be yelled at by some little sister last night? Apparently,
Why do you think Spis wasn't looking at her?
I love the two sides. Spis coping with the loss of somebody. I say coping, no, not coping. And Castile not wanting to lose somebody. It's great. Good vibes. Good vibes.
Good vibes all around.
I was so intrigued to see if Castilla was gonna keep like almost yelling at Spis or anything. Because if Spis got even the inkling that Castilla was mad at her, then
Oh.
Spis was gonna bolt.
I'm mad. Castilla isn't mad. Castilla's mad at the situation. Just wants you not to die.
I know that. You know that. Castilla knows that. Spis knows nothing.
And Castilla knows nothing about Spis's sibling.
Oh.
So, whoopsie.
Well, she knows that. Castilla does know that Spis has a younger sibling who may or may not be alive.
But did Castilla know at that time that she resembled said sibling? No.
No. It's so funny. It's so good.
They're doing great. They're so healthy.
Everyone is so mentally stable and fine.
I need them to have a mental breakdown together, you know? Everybody. Mental breakdown party, guys. Woo!
Beach episode gone wrong.
Woo!
Gone wrong, gone horrific.
I'm staring at my campaign right now. Sorry.
No beach
10
for
dead,
didn't hear
you.
this,
12
Owen.
injured. 10 dead, 12 injured.
Stovetop returns in the worst way possible.
Stovetop.
Stovetop somehow survived.
Stovetop deserved to survive.
Stovetop is going to bring upon the end of the world, and I, for one, support their choices.
And Stovetop won't even know that he's doing it. Let's be real. He's not smart enough
Yes,
for
he
that.
does.
He is a horse. He is not
A
smart
horse
enough.
who kicked Brenda's ass.
Yeah, because she was chasing him.
You have a knife strapped to your fucking head.
He didn't put it there.
Then who did?
Honestly, his former party members, they got a horse and said, yeah, well, if we're gonna bring our horse with us, he needs a way to defend himself. We don't want to leave our poor horse defenseless. So they
But the
put
horse
knives.
did a kidnapping.
Okay, listen. Stovetop does what Stovetop does.
Hmm.
Stovetop has a list of bad things they have done.
Stovetop has a list of felonies that he's wanted for.
You have almost committed murder several times. How does a horse accidentally almost do it multiple times?
I didn't say any of those were on accident.
Then how the... Del, I'm gonna fuck it. No. Okay, we're done. This will continue at a later point. You're done. No, you're good.
You're done. We're done with Stovetop now.
You're done. You're done. My kids are listening to Kids Bop.
Brenda is listening to Kids Bop in the car.
Oh my god. Poor Brenda. Poor everybody. This entire party just needs to go to a beach. Maybe go on one of those playgrounds by the beach. Act like idiots for a bit. It's fine.
Spis scares the
Beach
party.
episode.
Spis,
Beach episode
Spis scares the party by jumping in the water and not coming up.
disappears under the water because of the transparency.
And also, Spis can just hold. Spis doesn't breathe. Is constantly just holding her breath, basically.
Forgot about that. That's,
Yeah. And I don't think the party actually knows about that,
probably not.
unless they've taken
No,
the
I don't
time.
think we've ever been in the water before.
To be fair, Spiz, I feel like it'd be hard for you to swim since you're like air, you know?
She
Stationary.
does have. She has a bit of mass. Yeah, swimming would be a bit difficult.
We just have to tie Spiss to one of the other party members. That's all.
I imagine Spis
to a
jumping
rock.
in and like sitting with like a rock in her lap, just kind of under the water for like way too long.
Just vibing.
Everyone's like, "What are you doing? You're gonna drown." This is like, "What's drowning?"
Never heard of her.
What do you mean you drowning?
Sounds like a skill issue to me.
Have you tried holding your breath or not breathing? Yeah, that's what leads you to drowning. What?
Alright, peeps. We're back. What are the plans?
Start a discussion about what the hell to do with Raven. That's what.
Mm. So, before we
Yeah.
go to find Vurs, I'll start up this conversation about what are we gonna do about Raven. We all know we can't keep carrying her forever.
Even with what Bob said, I don't know how viable that would be in the long term.
What did Bob say?
Bob said that due to Raven being based on a primordial, like primordially based, it's unlikely that she is actually dead. Due to since he said that if a primordial dies, what is associated with their domain goes with it. Like if the primordial of air dies, then well. But regardless, but so, and it was what was taken out of Raven. It seemed more associated with it. It seemed to be a sort of mental energy, just her consciousness, her made her Raven. That's what was taken out of her, which is likely what makes it so that she wouldn't just. Which is likely why she can't be returned to the live stream. There's nothing to return. And Bob said that he has an associate of his that may the last that Bob knows, he is currently a high priest in Inlia, which is in Paha, but it is unfortunately nearly on the other side of on the other side of the continent from our current location. He has a much more in-depth knowledge of primordials compared to what Bob is capable of. Bob is knowledgeable on, but with what Impulse did, I don't know how. Even with the slim chance that we could return Raven's life force to her body, I do not know how we would get it from Impulse. I do not know how we would get Raven back from Impulse, considering we don't even know where Impulse is. Personally, I feel that the best way to go about this is paying respect to Raven with a funeral, a setting foot, putting, and to prevent her from being buried in the city she was trapped in for eons. I suggest a funeral pyre would free her of some sorts.
Castilla's refusing to look, but is nodding.
I mean, not that it's exactly the same thing, but it's at least in my village, a druidic belief that, you know, when you're burning something, you're rejuvenating the world in a way, making way for new life. It's a beautiful sentiment in a sense, though admittedly it's not usually after something like this.
Afterwards, if I'm going to propose this now, before we could carry the ashes with us, so that she's still, in a way, able to explore and adventure with us, even if it's after.
Whatever you guys think is best. I'm not
I mean,
good at the whole funeral stuff.
if we did keep her ashes, we could always spread them somewhere that feels a bit more free, open, somewhere that she'd like.
Not here. Definitely not here.
Far, far from here.
Do you think Eve might have any idea on where?
Possibly. It might take a bit. I know it was mentioned that integrating that chip that Raven gave was possible to integrate it into the mechanics, the mechanism of REM here, but I do feel it would take some time to manage that.
I mean, it's a start for us, though, right?
It's a start.
I mean, we don't have to do anything immediately if people don't feel like they're ready, but
I mean, I would be willing to at least start preparing for it.
It's not fair to keep her stuck like this any longer. So,
Yeah,
okay. Right. Well, we can help. Maybe find a place you can get a fire going.
ironically, I feel in the ruins of Eden Tower would honestly not be bad. It would at least be a clear area to set a large fire.
also a
Away
place where
from
she was
everyone.
trapped for years.
Well, she is being freed. Proving that she, I mean, she managed to last longer than it.
It's true.
All right. So then,
There,
continue.
can you think of anywhere else, Castilla, that you think might work?
Not really.
Take I no, it's not respectful, but the difficulties with the difficulties with moving the amount of resources that would be required for such a pyre would be difficult to do it outside the city. So this does feel like a best location. So we're gonna pick up. I'm going to assume Pearl is still unconscious.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I have a way of putting out the flames after we're done anyway, so.
I could assist in that manner as well.
Okay. Let's start preparing, I guess.
If you guys want, I will stay here with Pearl. She doesn't seem to be waking up.
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Are you-
Like the original family who owns this house hasn't come back yet, so we're fine so far.
And are you doing okay? Before we go, you said that your wounds weren't healing.
I'll be fine.
Can I insight check him?
Go for it.
Are you lying to me? Stop, don't lie to me, man. Natural 20.
Natural
Let's
20.
go.
It seems like when he
Alright.
said he'll be fine, he was being completely honest. But he does. You can tell that he's still somewhat in pain.
Mm-hmm.
There doesn't seem to be any alarm of death to him.
Okay, so he's not like, I'm actually secretly dying.
When you return, I shall be gone.
I'll be dead. Okay.
It's your
Oh.
fault. No.
God.
Cool. I'll accept it. Okay. Is everyone good to go? Spis, are you alright?
Yes, I'm coming. And Spiss will like, hop down.
Noting that avoidance in the question in Castilla's mind.
Mm-hmm. We don't need an inside check to know she's not okay.
I'll be coming as you're like, are you okay? Yes.
Also, all right, everyone's ready.
Let's go.
Unfortunately,
You're all
Who's ta-
begin.
Who's taking Raven?
Castilla.
All right.
You all begin to head your way towards Eden Tower. You're not too far off. You found the nearest house that seemed available. So takes you. Sorry, give me a second. It takes you about 10 minutes or so to make it there. On the way, you do see various individuals picking up their things and trying to find some normalcy with the occasion. And crossing towards the central area, it's like night and day. The whole central area is pretty much in rubble. So it's this large opening that's just destroyed a building. Wow, this is spicy.
Let's find a clearing, yes. An open space.
I mean, it's all pretty open.
Yeah.
Start picking up some wood and stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Question mark?
Clearing an area. Finding some fuel.
A lot of fuel.
Do you want us to
think I
roll
have
for
any
this, or
canoe.
Sorry, I'm dying over here. Give me a second.
We're all milk. Water.
I have water.
It's milk.
We're all crying because like we're about to cremate Raven. Meanwhile, Jesse is crying because he ate something spicy.
Well, I'm eating my late night food, and it's not ramen. It's the noodles with the chicken on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Budak.
Yeah.
Godspeed, brother.
Yeah. Go ahead. Roll perception to see how much supplies you find. There's a lot around here. I mean, it's a destroyed building.
18?
Seems pretty good. Better than how I'm doing.
Got this. Roll saving throw, Jesse.
I will fail that saving throw. You find various supplies. So the supplies isn't going to be the issue here. It's the time. So depending on how big are we making this pyre?
I think big enough to. I suppose the idea is that you want a layer underneath and a layer on top. That's like how you would be best for it, I would assume. So enough to cover Raven kind of 360.
All right. Well, with the assistance of everyone here, if everyone's helping,
Mm-hmm.
um, it will take you no more than an hour to get the job done.
God. Okay. I feel a little sick.
Is that Cersei or is that Abby here?
All together, both
Oh,
of us.
okay.
Yes.
We both feel ill at the concept of this. No, Cersei. Cersei said I feel a little bit sick. Just like nerves, I don't know.
That is understandable given the circumstances.
I'll take another drink until I get water.
Should we say some words? You got something to say? Want to go around the room? Circle time?
If you want, I would not stop you.
Um, Raven? Um, I'm sorry. I'm sorry what happened. I'm sorry that we weren't able to keep our promise to you immediately. But we're gonna get you out of here. And we're gonna take you somewhere nice. And it'll be the nicest place you have ever seen, ever. And if we do happen to see each other again, we'll take it one step at a time. I'm gonna miss you. And Cersei leans down to the pyre and I'll druid craft some vines to sort of like interlace with the planks of wood and rubble and stuff that we found as kindling.
Mm-hmm.
And she steps back.
Does Raven still have her two uh, amethyst hair clips?
She would still have him on her, yes.
Okay. As Cersei was talking, Spissa kind of sat down, took the two hair clips out, and was like braiding her hair so it went like over her shoulder.
Raven's hair or Spis's
Yeah,
hair?
Raven's hair, braiding it so it'd be all nice and pretty. And then took the two hair clips and backed away.
Okay.
Well, Raven, well, it was not a long time that we were able to meet. I could tell that you are a very free and curious spirit. Wherever it is you have either gone or been brought to, I do hope that you have kept that energy. This, I will miss you. And if there is a chance that we can get you back, if we find that, we will fight like hell for it. And Victor steps back.
Castilla inches forward and just kind of make sure that like whatever clothes she had on was neat and nice. Tucks the mask under her hands, the wooden one, just
Mhm.
little things. I thank you for opening my eyes, unironically back there with Orm, for talking to me, even if for a fleeting moment, for letting me do those things, for everything, and for meeting you. And I'm so sorry that it ended this way. And I hope that you have rest and that nobody else ever forces you to do something you don't want ever again. And Castilla steps back.
Victa is going to step to the pyre and uh,
Ceci's gonna step beside him and hold his hand. And hold her hand out as well, because I think she knows what he's about to do.
in just a moment. Yes, I'm going to quickly use prestidigitation to make a non-magical trinket. It's good. It's going to be just a small. It's going to resemble a small wooden carving of a raven, and he's going to place that like place that where he can reach it and in the fire, and despite and despite this not being rules as written, with how magical tinkering and infusions work, I am going. I am going. This is primarily for flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to. Uh, if this would require a moat, I am more than happy to spend it. But basically what I'm going to try and do is basically just give it the magical effect that this small little trinket, the effect of when affected by heat, it'll resemble taking flight.
That's totally fine with me.
All right.
That is beautiful.
When how dare you make me cry more than I already am?
That is so beautiful. Okay.
All right. Let's do that. Let's start this.
I'll
I'm ready.
cast
I'm ready.
reduced flame in my hand. Ready to go.
Yep. And Victa is going to cast firebolt near the close to the base.
Okay. As you cast Produce Flame and Firebolt, the base ignites. The fire crawls upwards, encroaching onto the fire. As it does, the flame begins to slowly change in coloration, from a red into more of a purplish flame. Embers from the flame begin to throw out very little, and one of them catches onto the carving of a raven that you placed. The raven then glows this fiery purple and begins to resemble taking flight. something else you might notice is individuals that were nearby kind of look over and see this happening. They stay where they are, but they kind of look and turn to each other and kind of stand in silence. You hear one of them say, I don't know what it is, but I feel like this person did something for us important. Like we owe him something.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
At moments, the flame, purplish flame, the tips flicker that same ethereal glow that ether tends to give. And a moment of silence for Raven. Enough time passes. Most of the flame has taken everything from within, and you're left with ash. Who has what's necessary to gather the ashy remains of Raven?
I have 2 empty vials if need be. Sorry, I lied. I have 8 empty vials.
Whatever you want to grab, however much. Doesn't matter.
I'll use Druidcraft to create a soft breeze to sort of swirl up the ash in its own sort of like circle there. Can't think, words not forming. And if Castilla holds out some vials or a vial, however big they are.
I'm gonna guess they're, for those who got the potions, they're about as big as the potion vials that I sent you all.
Okay.
So, maybe like 2-3 inches.
Okay. However many we need, I will move them delicately into the vials.
1 for each of us.
Yeah, that's cute. Let's do that.
Yay, 5 in total.
Just add a very sad raven vial to my inventory.
No, that'll be one hell of a thing to tell Mickey.
Yay!
Got a vial of raven's ashes.
It beats holding Victa in my inventory. As sad as that is.
That's so true.
I still have it there.
Oh god.
As a reminder. I was about to say, I could make these and I feel bad about that.
Ready.
Oh my
Ready.
god.
I'm not going to. But fuck.
Because of the flames and everything, the ash, almost sand-like material, is like an amethyst purple.
Jesse, don't, no, not our girl.
So you now each have a vial of Raven's ashes.
During the burning, could Castilla have tried to take Spis's hand?
Yeah.
Spis would have pressed one of the hair clips into your hand,
Oh.
and dropped her scarf on your head, on Castilla's head, before walking away.
Fucking hell. Is it Spis's scarf, right?
Yeah, the pink one.
Shawl?
The pink one she always has around her shoulders. She dropped over your head the same way she had dropped over Raven's a bunch.
This is fine.
This is fine.
Yeah. And Spis just moves to go sit in like among the rubble and watch.
Well, I don't really know what to say after that. Or where to go.
It's always the hardest part for after a. God damn it! I forgot the word. Forgot the
Funeral?
word.
Fire? One or t'other?
Ceremony. It's always the hardest part after a ceremony like this, but sometimes the best way to honor someone's memory is to keep living life. That is most likely what they would have wanted, and so it's really all we can. It's mostly all we can do for her.
Definitely what Raven would have wanted.
We've got plenty of sights to show her. Like he says while looking down at the vial.
Yeah. We can show her the snow in Stickheist.
Show her the snow. Show her the forest. Show her the desert, even. Unfortunately, despite the proximity, I get the feeling she was never even able to see that.
You did bring her back from the village. She was awake when you did.
See some other
Yeah.
sand. Some beach sand. We could take her to the beach.
Listen, Jesse, don't ruin my somber moment.
No. I'm just saying. Just keeping it. Just letting you know.
Are
Hold on a
these
second,
jars
I forgot about
waterproof?
that. We are not just gonna chuck her into the ocean.
No, I'm just saying we could go for a swim and we could see like the fish or the coral. This is a new world I'm living in. I'm gonna take her everywhere.
Raven bomb thrown on one of the vials.
just
It'll be
like
fine.
just throw some just throw some googly eyes on one of the files, like just shove it up to different like things, like, hey Raven, look at this.
Take her to the Feywild? That's insane. There's so much. God, we're gonna have a great adventure.
You know, when I said we could take her with us and show her things, I meant it more in a symbolic way, not.
We did in that way too, just in a fun way. A fun, symbolic way that I'm gonna hold the jar up to things. We're gonna look at stuff together. And then, if you said, like what you said, if we do happen to ever, see her again, we can be like, look, you didn't miss out on anything. I showed you so much cool shit.
well, if we meet her again, then we can actually show her cool shit.
Yeah, but she'll already have seen it in spirit.
I don't know how anyone could possibly react to being told that, oh yeah, we did. You have seen the ocean, remember? And holding up the vial of ash, their ashes.
I showed you it when you were dead.
Like, come on, is that not the same thing?
It's not the same
This
thing.
Honestly, this feels like this feels like such a if it wasn't for like for such a somber mood, this feels like an in character Cersei and Victa conversation. Like
Right.
seriously,
Maybe it is. Who knows?
I
This is alternate universe. Victor and Cersei having this conversation, and everyone's like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
I thought you guys were actually just having this conversation. last time.
I'm not that insensitive, voice in the sky. How dare you? No, I'm just looking at the vial. Real Cersei is just looking at the vial. Alternate universe Cersei is planning on all the vacations they can take together.
Different people, you know, deal with death differently. So I don't know.
True. That is true.
Some people
just
put.
some Google,
Yes. So I can take it to the beach.
Some people honor the have their ashes on an urn. Some people go for a casket. Some people go for googly eyes on the vial
And then a
shove
little
it
vial.
shove it in the trees.
Go look at stuff. We're gonna take her everywhere. She'll see everything just from inside a vial. What can you do?
Imagine her just placing the vial into the ground and being like, "Go ahead, go look at stuff." Just
Oh, look at it.
staying there,
Give it a little nudge with your foot so it rolls
Yeah.
a few
Shy.
inches.
Use some druid craft, make it float a little.
Oh God. This is...
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. We're fine. It's fine. But no.
This could have been
Back
such a good moment to end the session on, but no, of course we had to go and ruin it.
Back in the game. I don't know how. What are we doing? I feel like I'm asking that question like so many times, but I feel like it's appropriate every single time I ask it.
Well, right now, currently, I feel that currently, this is difficult to say right now, but you said that Vurs was in a cafe of sorts.
Yeah. Somewhere on this level. Somewhere.
Actually, you would hear footsteps behind you.
Demon.
A very disheveled man who's familiar to you is walking up. Oh, see, I noticed a fire and I thought perhaps something here was left lit and I should come do something about it before we lose more of the city. But look, go and behold, I find the rest of you. I don't want to ask why you're lighting stuff on fire. But
Fair question.
I'm still alive, if it was anyone's concern. And I would like to get out of here. I am quite over this entire city. Even though it's Vurs, even though it intrigues me technologically.
During his entire ramble, like once Victa turned around, like Victa's expression is just shocked and like it's just surprised, like eyes are like it's all like halfway between normal calm and and shocked surprised. It's like mouth half open, eyes halfway to being wide open. It's just it's
It's
just
I told you don't keep your mouth open like that. You'll catch flies, and you sometimes when you were small you like to eat them. They're not healthy for you.
I, I,
Well, actually, I don't know if that's true.
apologies.
It's been a while, boy. I understand. I am quite excited to see you too.
It's been years.
Yes, and I'm sure you have a lot to tell me.
Where did you go? After I went back to my tribe, it was 25. It was years ago, but I I was only gone for a few months, and when I came back, you were just gone after the flood season.
Well, it's complicated. I got called for an opportunity, and I waited for you to come back to perhaps take you with me, but the time slot was quite limited. I was going to come back, and you've gone out by yourself before, so I thought perhaps you were able to take care of yourself. Unfortunately, I signed up for more than I expected, and I got caught up in various amounts of messes.
You've gotten yourself caught in so many.
It seems to be a trait for us, you know. We just keep getting caught in messes after the next, and it just doesn't stop. But I'm glad to see you. And to see how much you've grown. Look, before you were dealing with the problems with your tribe, and now you took down whatever the hell that was. What was it? I didn't see it. I saw when he was a machine. But the rest of it, I was here when things blew up.
It was that was a beholder.
Ah, it's a good thing I didn't go.
A very abstract concept of one. I assume he was, like ages old, eons possibly, but yeah.
But it was still an eye with a lot of eyes, right?
Yeah.
All right. Beholder. Got it. If you don't mind, I would like to tag along with you, so I can get out of here and find my way back to the Heartlands, or wherever you're going, because I don't know what to do next, honestly.
But considering the closure of governmental governmental allocated travel out of Paha has been closed for roughly a month due to the very sudden and explosive decapitation of at least some of its head of government, that it's that we may be stuck here in Paha for a bit, but yeah, it
Being in Paha is not the problem currently. It's just being in Eden.
Yes, of course. Yes, you can travel with us.
I'm not just asking you. I would like to ask the rest of you. I would try not to be a bother, of course.
How happy does Victor look right now? What does Victor look like?
Surprisingly, he's not expressing it. It's more so just stunned, like he
Okay.
doesn't know how to he doesn't know how to act.
I mean, I've got no issues with it, though I don't think we really even know where we were going or what we're doing.
That'd be better than aimlessly walking across the desert by myself, honestly.
That's true. Oh, Korak. So she says to herself quietly.
Would she have said it loud enough for Evicta to possibly heard?
Maybe it's when you're not like directly saying it like out loud, but you're kind of almost like you're not whispering it, but you're like, ah, damn it, like that kind of level. That's sort of what she's. So yeah, if Victor's close to her, he probably would have heard her say it.
You know,
All right.
you had multiple means to try to look for him.
We did. We just left him there in the wilderness by himself. I'm confident. He's fine.
Listen, at the start of our exploration in Eden, we didn't have if we were able to locate him, we didn't have ways to get to him. In the
Yeah.
second half of Eden, where we could have gone and get him, we had bigger issues.
He's fine. He's got a cool robot arm. And a crystal that gives him like eternal life. Something like that. Something similar to eternal life.
It
a
slows
very,
it
a very
significantly.
extended life, yeah.
Doesn't make you immortal by any means.
He probably could be suffering heat stroke and.
Put him on the
He's
list.
Put him on the list.
Poor rat.
He's still.
Put him on the list.
He's
Put
been
it on the list, you know.
He may not be number 1, 2, or 5, but he's there.
He's on the
Korak
list.
is- Korak could have helped us this whole time. He could have instantly saved us, but we're all like, no, he's fine.
Fine. He's fine.
He's chilling.
No, it's fine.
Like I said, we either literally could not get to him or had bigger issues.
We next time we have a free scry, we can look for
Technically, Spis still has her sword. Not really scrying,
Oh.
but
The sword works in different ways, though.
yeah, but we could still try it and see what happens.
I'm curious.
Would Spis be in the right headspace to try this?
If asked to do it, Spis would do it.
So the answer is Spis is people pleasing right now. No, I'm on to you, bitch. Respectfully.
I also must warn you, Spis, and you've seen the results of it before. The sword doesn't always entirely show you what you want to see.
Yeah, but I want more excuses to use the sword.
So
Use
who
it every
knows?
damn day.
Spis doesn't really have much to be like looking for right now, or to be.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Show me a good healthy family.
impossible.
Or show Spis her own family, but
Almost
without
family
her.
just shows up.
Almost family.
Just shows Spis the people waiting forever.
Aww.
Show me my true family.
It might be healthy.
It's the stray cat across the street.
So, where
God.
do we want to go, though? Are we going back to see your mom? Kiss your mom and your father? Dad?
Dad, yeah.
Dad. I get a bit mixed
You're
up. But
good. You're good.
Which
I've
ones?
had 25 years of, well, kindly 20 years of them to, differentiate.
figure it out.
Yes, we need to go back to Sikais, wrap things up there because we need to check in on Spis's family shutting down the
Yeah.
prison. We need to check on Ishta. We need to check on my family. We need to.
Okay,
we might want to
is-
pay a visit to that fancy magic school place. I don't know
Just-
why.
Ooh.
You're banned
What?
from there, aren't you?
Not necessarily banned. I kind of came across some things that were suspicious. And yeah, I got banned.
Oh, okay.
Great.
So you are
Okay,
banned.
well, guess what? We're not. So, you're coming anyways. I say that.
Take it.
If you don't want to come, you're fine.
I would be careful with the Jur Sanctum. Ever since their leader, whoever he was, has gone missing,
Spit take.
they've been kind of doing their own thing.
Oh,
great.
please don't tell me they've gotten culty.
Or an evil.
I don't know if it's cults or necessarily. The Jur Sanctum is held with so much vast knowledge in it. The library in there, just so many things. I mean,
First, is it a
Must
cult?
suck to be banned.
no, I don't know if it's cult. It almost feels like a changing of leadership.
I
Oh,
don't
that's
like that.
awkward.
Considering the people we work around. Great, we're gonna have to deal with that.
Wizards, you know, they're kind of they vary, but a lot of them end up being shitheads the longer they stay alive.
Is this
Do
coming
they
from
do
like
things?
experience? Or...
I wouldn't say so. I usually think of others before myself. It's just, in the pursuit of
wasn't-
knowledge, they do stupid things.
I wasn't implying you. I was more so implying, is this like a family friend or who's
I
done
mean,
stupid shit like
Oh,
that?
I don't know my family. My only family's
Ah.
right.
Oh, wait, that's God damn it!
Not crying again.
Victor,
Just a
Victor
few.
was going to speak up, but now he's just been silenced.
Victor, you did not tell us that this is family for you.
I raised Victor since he was a little hatchling.
Shut up! Tell me everything. Castilla says, "Stand
Probably
back."
not the best time.
I mean, we
I
got
know
a
the
long
embarrassing
travel time.
Right, during the travel, sure, why not?
Yes.
I wasn't exactly hatchling, but
Castilla's just gonna
I
look at
suppose.
Castilla's gonna look at Victor and mouth. Hatchling, that's your dad.
Quite small.
like 4 inches smaller.
Where Runty, your group or what clan or whatever they're called, tribe, didn't treat you very well. I remember coming across and showing tricks for passage so that they wouldn't try to eat me alive. And little Victor here was quite intrigued with the things I was able to do. It's an eye for magic.
That. I was
It's
the one
so
that
cute.
I was the one that came to you searching.
Afterwards, yes, I didn't take you immediately. I recognized you from that.
Good to know there was no kidnapping involved. Even
No,
if it was from a
no,
shitty
no,
place.
no. I was trying to get past without getting eaten by a bunch of kobolds, so I did not want to try to take one of theirs without their
And yet,
permission.
Yeah.
so is this like a father-son thing, or
I have no right to say any of that, but at the very least, for certain, I am a
Mentor.
mentor. That's correct.
uh-huh.
And he is my student. Though, from what I can tell, my student's doing some things that far surpass what I'm able to do.
Phyllis just nodding, definitely planning on getting Verse a #1 dad mug next Father Day. Doing better than her one father right now, I can say that.
Right, so we're gonna head off to wherever you have to go to next. Unless there's something more, there's something here left that we need to do.
I suppose not. Investigating the dawn a little bit
Ugh.
wouldn't hurt. Simply, we could wait a day wait a day, gather some resources, food and water for the travel across the desert. Perhaps join a caravan of our own. Make make the group of people that are going north to Park.
Well, we don't really want to go to Paha, right? Because that's where the lockdown is.
Yeah.
This is technically on Paha.
Well, we don't really want to be here either, because this place is about to get locked down. That's what River was saying, or she thinks it's about to get locked down.
Eden, that was in reference to the city of Eden itself, like it was before. If we're out of the city, then
Travel from outside the continent that you're currently on is being held.
Oh well, I can fly. Yeah, try and get me in the sky.
Right, but are you capable of taking everybody here?
Hold
can
on.
you fly
How many have
across
we
the
got?
ocean? Can you fly
One,
across
at
an ocean?
least.
2, 3.
And flying across an ocean, yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
Could you fly across an ocean?
I mean, how big's the ocean? Is it like
7 days travel on airship?
the channel in the Feywild, which is
Cersei.
technically an hour?
Oh,
I can
Bobby,
fly
you
over
know
small
You're not
oceans.
doing that.
Do you know what the Atlantic Ocean is?
There's no such thing as the Atlantic Ocean in this universe, okay?
Now you're just making up things.
Because technically, real talk, table talk, flying is faster than being on a boat. That's all I'm saying.
A boat. You are correct.
Are
If you
there
were on an
in a
airship,
desert?
It's our options are either walk across the desert to the shore closest to Stigheist, and then struggle without because we don't have it. Okay, I'm just gonna straight up ask this.
Yep.
What is the connection between Stigheist and Paha? Land bridge or ocean?
all the continents
Yes.
are not connected by land bridge.
Okay, so ocean.
Ocean.
All right.
And how big is that ocean section? Because I'm not
So
saying I'm gonna fly across the entirety of the desert and then the entirety of the ocean. I was just saying if there's
So it is
a
7 days
blockade.
by airship, flying ship.
But if the I'm just
not a
talking
cruise-
about.
You're
No,
not
I'm not
shit
saying.
heavy.
I'm not saying I'm gonna fly on the ocean. I was just saying that if there's a blockade out, if there was a way that you could get you could fly over the blockade and then have some
It's
way
not that-
to then
it's
get
not-
out on the
No,
other
it's not that
side.
there's a blockade out. Is that
It's boats that are provided by the government, that is what's restricted.
right?
Oh,
things
sorry, I was
things that,
getting confused. I thought you meant everything was blocked. I was like, oh, well
No,
that's
no.
if we can get access to a ship of our own, or buy one, or rent one out, and to some
Oh,
sea captain
easy.
or whatever. Yeah.
okay.
that
I've
we
changed
can
my
do.
answer. We're rich. We can just get a boat.
God.
We could just go north to Paha.
So you're having this conversation as you're heading back, and you can keep having this conversation because we're going to end the session there
Yay.
and talk amongst yourselves on what you
We're
think
rich.
you
Let's
should
get a
do.
boat.
Owen,
And I would.
how dare you not tell us that Vurs was fucking Victor's dad?
That is not what I had explicitly written. I will give
Older
Jesse
brother.
I will
Uh-huh,
give Jesse
yeah.
an updated. I'll give Jesse an updated thing of description of verse.
Vurs casually saying, yeah, I've known him since he was a hatchling and basically helped raise him. Yeah. It's your father figure.
Verse and my whole family is right here, casually.
Papa.
This is Dad, Ishta's stepmom.
Oh my god.
Fine.
Gosh.
Oh my god, I hate how much that would kind of work.
Castilla that's why Castilla's like, that's your dad, Victor.
I'm just
Castilla's
thinking.
Oh, go ahead.
But I was just saying, we're out here with Spis seeing another healthy family relationship right now.
Oh my fucking god.
Anyway, Spish, you want to get adopted by Isla yet, or what?
Pick a family.
Pick a family. There's
You
quite
have
a few.
options!
There's quite a few healthy families around, shockingly.
Shh.
We have Cersei's family in the Feywild. We have Castilla's in Stigheist. We have Victa's wherever Victa is. We have the party itself eventually when they all like learn to cope. Got options.
Forget
You
it.
can have summer homes.
I'm so
Could have
That's so
multiple
funny.
families, split holidays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who gets Spis at Christmas, guys? Vote now.
There's no reason to split it because we're all going there together. We're all having Christmas together. Like, granted, like
Does
Cersei's and Castilla's would be separated, but like we would convene. Like,
No. We can all just every year change who's the host, and then everybody goes to that one spot.
yeah,
Does-
that works.
does
We have a
That's
whole
funny.
ass castle. It's fine.
does Christmas exist in this world?
There's a form of Christmas, yes.
Okay.
Candlelights.
Yuletide.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's like a winter solstice of sorts.
Very cool.
Because I was gonna say the existence of Christmas specifically implies that there's a Jesus.
Christ.
Indeed, Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus is here. Hi, Jesse.
Yay!
Thanks
Jesus
for
died
dying for our sins.
Hey!
Gosh. Well, I have
did
art
it.
I want to draw tomorrow.
We did it, team.
We
Oh,
did
And
it.
we get to level up.
Oh my god. We did
Oh
it.
my
The
god,
official
There's
end
something
of the first
so
act.
Jesus
depressing
Christ.
about
it took-
that end.
I get access to second level artificer spells. Yay!
Hey guys, guess what? This was session 65, so 4 more till 69, folks!
Let's go.
Woo!
Yo.
Next Friday is the first session of Act 2.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm so stressed. I'm leveling up right now because I'm enjoying my life.
It's not accepting my things.
What do I get? Who knows? Druid.
Roll d8 so we can get that health. Let's go!
You get an 8?
8.
Yes! Nice.
God bless America.
God bless.
God bless America.
I need HP, guys.
Oh, I get a new cantrip?
Why won't it
How
let me
fun.
ability score increase? That's weird.
We get an ability score increase?
Level 10.
Is that not level 11?
Hold on. Did I misunderstand?
Hold on. I'm in the druid one at the moment. I could be wrong. It doesn't
Hold on.
say it on mine. Oh, 12. 12.
12.
4th, 8th, 12th, 16th,
No,
19th.
rogues get no ability score increase at 10.
What?
I am.
You lucky
Killing.
sons of bitches.
I'm not lucky. Oh god, which score do I improve? Do I give Castilla charisma now or what? Do I
Does
up
she
that
feel?
wisdom? She feels like shit. I don't think I should do that.
I mean,
Dex and Con are super high.
Spiss's rages are gonna be a lot funnier now.
Nice.
oh no.
Unstable
Let's-
backlash.
Let's go!
That sounds
Let me look at-
terrifying.
What are some fun feats?
I mean, Victor's main thing that he gets from being a level 5 artificer is arcane firearm. It's basically just improving his spellcasting focus, which is his Arcanist gauntlets. So,
He gets to shoot bullets from his gauntlets now.
Oh
Yay!
God.
Join the
Ah.
guns!
guns. I mean,
They turn into rocket punches. He just shoots them out.
Alright.
It's literally just adding a d8 to a. It's literally just a 1d8 increase to damage from like one spell cast.
Nice.
But like it's still an improvement.
Every time Spis takes damage or fails a saving throw while raging, I can use my reaction to re-roll, uh, to roll on the wild magic table and immediately produce the effect rolled. This effect replaces your current wild magic effect. So I basically re-roll the effect of my rage with the 100 options.
I get another cantrip.
You can also use motes. I don't know if you ever wrote that down, that I gave you the ability to use motes to reroll.
Yeah.
Your
This is
roll.
gonna re-roll all the time. She's gonna be like, I hate that one. New one.
Now,
Punches herself in the face to reroll.
no, I'm gonna make this a thing where Spis doesn't get to choose. Anytime Spis takes damage, she just re-rolls.
Oh my god, I
just
love
for
that.
the chaos.
Why am I not surprised?
Just for the emotional instability.
I get my druid circle feature. Yes! I'm so excited for this one. This is the best one. It's not. This is the second best one. If a creature, let me just find the actual thingy, but it's like if a creature dies near me, I get to use their life force to create a little flame. Where is it? Cauterizing flames. You gain the ability to turn death into magical flames that can heal or incinerate. When a creature dies within 30 feet of you, a harmless spectral flame springs forth from the dead creature's space and flickers for 1 minute. If the creature enters the space, I can use my reaction to extinguish the spectral flame and either heal or damage the creature that stepped into the space. So it's just fun. I can just be like, hey guys, that fire right there, that's gonna heal you if you walk into it. And then if an enemy hears me, they may be like, haha, I'm gonna walk into that fire. And then I'm like, no, damage, not you. You didn't
fuck
deserve
you,
it.
bitch.
My favorite one. That's
Hey,
that's the flavorful one.
Oh hey, Vika gets access to the dark vision spell. When you have
Nice.
dark vision.
Let's go. I can give Castilla a familiar. Tempting. That one might be
Tempting.
good.
I love familiars. Man, all of these cantrips are shit. I don't want any of them.
I need to get Vika looking for spell scrolls. Like my boy needs. Like I still really want to like find the spell scroll for Find Familiar and try and integrate that into Rem to try to just like to like upgrade him in combat. Because I want to utilize him in combat, even if it's just by letting him act on his own in combat, with his like 1d6 damage.
Okay. So I decided on Shape Water as the cantrip and Disguise Self as the new spell.
Nice. Disguise Self is like honestly Disguise Self just feels like a gimme for a rogue, for an arcane rogue.
I have had Castilla not want to use it, but I also find it funny how Impulse uses it a lot, so now Castilla wants to have it because she wants to be like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna have fun with this. Castilla's a bit like, no, Impulse, stop it.
Stop it.
Help.
Get some help!
We are all chronically online, and that's okay.
Get some help. That's fun. I like
Is
that.
anyone else over 100 hit points? I gotta ask.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Nope.
No, I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't rolled yet, but I don't think I could possibly be.
I'm already at
I have not-
107. So
I haven't as well, but I'm also I have not rolled yet either. But I'm only but Vika's only at 77, so
Yeah.
You can reach it. It's fine.
Squishy.
Let her roll.
you can get there.
I'm at 112.
112.
112.
Damn.
I've gotten some really good rolls, and I know each one from here on out are gonna be ones. This is hubris.
Let's see if my a D12 for my health is gonna be any good. Watch if it's like a
100,
1.
100. Get you 100 automatic hit points. Double digits, baby.
Rolling the dice, and it's gonna take forever, of course. 'Cause it hates me.
I'm curious as to whatever the hell continual flame is.
Yes.